Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. Futures back in positive territory ever so slightly. A little changed coming off of yesterday's slight declines. If you remember, we had all three major U.S. indexes, the Dow, NASDAQ, S&P, closing lower yesterday, coming off of all-time high territory. Shifting focus back over to corporate earnings once again today after that inflation data that we had yesterday that was not good, if you remember. We'll discuss overall sentiment coming up here a little bit, but reports to get to from Bank of America, Citigroup, Delta Airlines, just to name a few. We also had UAL making moves. We'll talk about that after increasing their forecast for the remainder of the year. As we mentioned, coming off of record highs earlier in the week, we had that slight decline yesterday, so we'll see how things pan out. So far, so good for tech stocks specifically, looking strong here in the pre-market. The declines followed that Labor Department report showing inflation rose last month for at the highest pace in just over 13 years. So not good as far as inflation. Still, Alibaba Group making moves in the pre-market here. We'll talk about that. And 10-cent music. Possibility of some collaboration work between the two coming up. And LiDAR company Velodyne up this morning. They're teaming up with NVIDIA on some smart city work. It's Wednesday, July 14th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. As I mentioned, the NASDAQ looking good so far, up about 0.5%. S&P and the Dow in positive territory, but only just for the Dow at least. Everything else, little change to slightly lower, a bit of a downtick for crude oil after a couple of days back in positive territory. Otherwise, though, we're looking at slightly red numbers to kick things off so far this morning. Decent start overall as far as this earnings reporting season is concerned. Good morning, guys. We got a whole bunch of additional reports this morning. A couple of banks out. We'll talk about Citigroup. We'll talk about Wells Fargo. Bank of America also reporting this morning. But the airlines, interesting this morning, showing some strength.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, you got AAL up 3%. You got the banks. I mean, look, after yesterday's action, if Goldman Sachs and JPM aren't going to be trading that well to the upside on better reports, then what do you expect of Wells Fargo and BAC, Citigroup? And I think that's a little bit to be expected. But the market is up and looking strong once again. Actually, getting a little bit of a bump here, as I just noticed. I was just watching AAL. There are some movers and shakers that, of course, we're always going to be getting to. Some of those day 2, day 3 type of plays, and then one which is a deal rumor, OXBR. Well, I mean, activist investor coming in there. Yeah, to the downside though, I mean, after like multiple days in a row, AMC still heading down to like 3%. That's getting pretty sleepy. But at some point, I kind of wonder, is there going to be like a bid that if that breaks, it actually starts moving a little bit faster to the downside? So there is a lot to watch on a hump day. Pretty excited for trading. Can't wait to get at this market. Love earnings season. I mean, Pepsi was the only one that actually did pretty well yesterday off of earnings, but there's plenty of news to go around, including, of course, that Apple buy now, pay later. Good for them. It's bad for a firm, but maybe not as bad as everyone thinks.
Yeah, I was trading that to Goldman Sachs yesterday on that, not on that Apple News, on earnings. We just talked about banks here a little bit. You can see on the imbalance locator, welcome guys. Yeah, we tweeted out, welcome to Hump Day, as Neil just mentioned there on a Wednesday. It should be a good day. Brendan just mentioned, like, can't believe we're almost halfway through July. Like, and that means we're almost done this summer here in Canada. Like, we have August, and then that's it, basically. Palantir, sell side. Anyways, just looking at these numbers, pretty light here this morning so far, so we'll have to pick and choose. Big tap tech yesterday, a $6 winner there on Microsoft. Finally, we're getting some love, as Brendan mentioned, off the top there. We've talked about Alibaba at that 200 level over and over again. I'm already pretty well invested in this name, and I don't want to buy any more names, Chinese side. But right now, Alibaba with a beautiful, here, we'll close all these, up nice 4% almost here. We'll see if it can take out this 220 level, but Alibaba may be making bottoms there, Brendan, making me pretty happy.
Yeah, interesting story with 10-cent music talking about some collaborations. So we'll watch both TME and Alibaba. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, though, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Miss B.
Good morning, guys. I wish you a great, positive day. It should be green. And guys, please enjoy the show and make sure you like this video. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. While we'll look at the top 10 trader list from here at Day Trade the World. This is why traders like earnings season, guys. There's tons of opportunity here. Look at these numbers coming out of a whole bunch of markets yesterday, mostly U.S. equities, some futures action here as well, 145,000. NASDAQ New York, 120,000. Some more futures action there. It looks like the CME NASDAQ New York as well, 77,000, number 3. If we scroll down a little bit, Brazil making an appearance at the bottom end of the list, some European action as well. But earnings are upon us. That means all kinds of opportunities as far as trading is concerned across a wide range of markets as well. Not only just the U.S. Reporting at this point, but let's talk about some of these reports this morning, guys. We saw some hum kind of action yesterday after JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs out with their Q2 reports. We get Citigroup, we get Bank of America, we get Wells Fargo today. Again, nothing terribly exciting as far as movement so far.
It's early. It's early. There could be some time. I'll tell you this right now. When it comes to those banks, our charts have been a bit of a pain in the butt. But I mean, I was looking at BAC at least a little bit because I want to anticipate some movement. What happened in the pre-market for me yesterday? Of course, it's on Morgan Stanley there because I was watching that. But what happened to me yesterday with Pepsi was you had to anticipate the move. I mean, there wasn't anything happening in the pre-market, but I knew that I liked it to the buy side there, and I kind of look at Bank BAC here, and I say, okay, well, if it's not going to be doing anything, I have a 38.50 level down at the bottom. If it gets taken out there, I think I'm going to be interested in looking at that, and then a fade into like a 39.6, like things along that nature. So I'm perfectly willing to. It's not to say let's like sit it out in the pre-market or not have like a crazy stop order necessarily ready and locked and loaded to go, or expect that it's going to be the crazy mover going into 9:30. But I want to have those levels ready because what happened with Pepsi is like it was essentially. If you didn't have the order out there was almost no chance you were catching that long, at least at the price that I wanted it. So I want to be locked and loaded, ready to go. I mean, I was watching Bank of America. We do have the other banks that are going to be coming through as well. But there's no shortage of movers to look at. Like, this is one of those days where you bank earnings, you got the airlines, you've got big tech, you've got small caps that are moving around. If you even like it, like I was just saying, AMC probably getting close to a level where it could make a big move. If it were to flush through the bottom. And we haven't even talked about Virgin Galactic, which has been one of the biggest moving stocks and one of the better momentum trades in the last little bit. So, yeah, you got to pick your poison today for sure, but I wouldn't be straying away from the banks because they gave you good trades yesterday.
Just making sure that we do have the shortables on AMC. Yeah, we do. So I just want to talk. Yeah, yesterday we'll look to see. Oh no, my chart was just loaded there on Zila and now it's gone. So yesterday we had a big trade here on Zila, breaking this 380, and you guys saw me ride that one all the way up here to 5 or 490 in this range there, or was it this? Yeah, no, it was the 5. Yeah, 5 range. We got a piece out here at 450 and then a piece out upside there. Maybe if I switch stocks one more time and then come back to Zila, it will show it. There's AMC, we're looking at 38 for sure. Nah, it's not there. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, just looking at the same kind of levels right now for Zila, breaking through this $5 mark. It's not as clean as yesterday. And we got that question yesterday, and it was like, Sean, why did you and how did you know to go long here and to buy the dips? It's because it was just well structured in here. It wasn't too much. We saw volume come in the day before. Then we had some of these pre-market bottoms. I was not worried at all about this $3 level, $3.30 even. So when it comes dips down into $3.50, then you tell yourself, you know what? You have 30 cents worth of risk if you're being ultra conservative, and then all the way down to $3. If you did want to really dance with the devil there. But then you get these breaks of these pre-market highs, and then it just absolutely takes off and then gets tons of volume back at 550. And if you're looking at Zila today, here's that 550 mark right where we stopped yesterday. And we talked about that on the trade of the day. I hope you guys watched that. But look at these tops. They're all right there. 5, 510, 515, 550. And now today you're bouncing right on that same level one more time. So it looks like we're going to try to hit 5 one more time. And then yesterday, like we just talked about, that 520 level, 525. So I'm going to go long Zila through 5 here. And then just looking back, you see what I'm talking about? Like, we can average into this all the way back down to everyone's favorite 420 level down here, where we sort of dip down to in the aftermarket, forget about it. Those are going to be dark prints. But in the late days of yesterday, 420, 430. So I think it's worth an average into this area. If we get stuck at 5, we'll average into 450, 460. But it looks like we want to do Zila one more time. It's 11 million shares. And yesterday, man, we crushed it, just like we crushed Carve the day before. So let's see if we can't carve out a little bit of money here on Zila, Brendo.
All right, a couple of movers here, guys, in the pre-market so far. I want to talk about Plug Power announcing a new clean energy agreement with this Apex Clean Energy. Also, this little Chinese company, JZXN, teaming up with China Petrol Technology on some battery swapping stations. So Plug, first off, already made a nice move here, 27.5 up to about 28.75. We're coming back into some levels from yesterday, though. So watching Plug here, decent volume in the pre-market. And then this is JZXN, already well off the highs, but we got up to about 7.85 there for JZXN. What a move initially. That was heading higher.
JZXN, that's one we've seen that do that before. I actually was looking at that chart. I had like an 8, like 788 a level, like an 8, that if it got there, that could be a reversal. Plug Power, I mean, it's been one of those like, and I think we talked about this one a couple of months ago at least, or maybe at least a few weeks ago, certainly off that 70 triple top. And then when you make that bottom here, and a lot of stocks had a lot of these growth names had gotten crushed down 50%, 70%, whatever it might be. And then you at that same moment in May, or late May, I should say, breaking back above previous lower resistance and breaking that 50 period. Difference is Plug didn't follow through. Like I could pull up a chart of like, I don't know, like randomly, like Pack B, which looked a little bit better because it's holding above. Plug's trying to get back to that 30 level. So I'd be interested here in Plug Power if it gets back above 30. I mean, that's going to be looking a heck of a lot better once it breaks back above that price. Then we can retest like the mid 30s there for Plug Power. This could be the first step in that move. I'm certainly hoping it is. I think that'd be a good one to be able to trade. On the day trade, and sort of why I give you the higher time frame look, is you kind of run into a bunch of chop before that 30 level. I think once you get up here, you can start to really break back out on this name. So, on the news here, I don't know if it can extend with, through like 29.50 to 30 without running into a little bit of a chop. So you might want to be playing a bit of a dip, which I would love to see around that 28. I love the catalyst for the news story. The volume, however, 400,000 shares pre-market. It's not a ton. That's why I'm a little skeptical that we're going to be following through to make that 30 break, but it's on the radar for when that happens.
Yeah, no, good stock there. I'm dug into XL Fleet a little bit in my own portfolio, which is pretty good. I mean, we're back to roughly flat. I'll have to find out the exact price. We were stuck at 8 and change, then we're able to get some more around the low 6 level. So now we'll wait to see, and we can take out this 7-10 area. Again, no real volume. Let's just wait to see if some of these, I guess off Plug Power. There's also Blink charging. We just got into Zila there, so now we're long Zila. So we're long Zila now, 502. Let's see where we go from here. We talked about what we thought would happen if we did get a dump down in. We'll take some off, get some more in here, 460, 470 if it doesn't go. But this is not meant to be a home run trade here, hopefully it will be. But as you can see, we did have some stops here at 520. So I'm going to put my offer right now around that level, see if we can just piece out a little bit there, and then wait to see if it moons. And if it does, we'll go longer, even longer through 550. So right now, we're going to go one trade on board, and it's going to be Zila doing good volumes. We're long now at $5. We'll tweet that out.
All right, another interesting headline here this morning, guys. Teladoc, TDOC, not a lot of volume here either yet, but 2.7% worth noting. Kind of keep on the back burners. Maybe we're trying to get above some levels here for TDOC. They're teaming up with Microsoft to strengthen their physician and patient access to virtual healthcare. So collab with Microsoft, Sean, for Teladoc. Is this a big deal?
I don't know, maybe. I didn't even look at the stock Teladoc yesterday. But one thing that we did look at last night was Microsoft, and I was just, we had that low bid there yesterday. We picked it up on the CPI number. And again, this is just about what you're doing, guys. You got to sort of be a little bit on top of things. Like when CPI comes out and it's horrible and everyone's worried about inflation, you got to flock to big tech. And we did exactly that and wind up taking a $6 winner on Softy yesterday. So that was a good one. But 283 to the high side. We already have that as a possible breaking spot there. And Teladoc is what? What's the symbol? TDOC, I think. So here we go. So let's call up TDOC.
New York.
On New York. Oh, yeah, because that makes sense. 158 and change. A nice little move to the high side today. We're still low. Come on, let's go charts. We're still low on the daily chart here on Teladoc. I mean, we could get above that 200. I don't know if this moves the needle Like I said, I haven't done too much research on this. It looks like they're pulling back. I love that we're right at that 50-period moving average, though. So without, as I said, without doing too much information or due diligence on this one, 152 is a nice little level there. And then today you get that bump up to 159. Volume 35,000 shares, spread not bad. So we will look at some Teladoc, but I do need to do a little bit more work. While I was talking though, Zila does go right to that 520, and I didn't have an order out. So there we go. Zila, caught me off guard there with Softy. So we'll try to get out Zila one more time if it does go back to that 520 area, but that was a missed opportunity. We talked about that right there on that level. It goes right upside. That should have been taken out. I hope you guys got some out there.
Actually, I like Teladoc. I mean, you think about sort of the future, and they got really, really overpriced. I think kind of everyone recognized that when they were even above like 250. The euphoria, of course, for some of the stay-at-home types of names. But the reality is, they do have a niche that I think is gonna serve them well going forward. This partnership, hopefully, like Plug Power, but better than Plug Power because it's above the 50 period and actually holding up to that higher low pretty well here, and I think has a chance to break back out. You look at like a 175, but you have a chance to get in this one off the low of the day, which is pretty enticing to me. Yeah, I'm starting to think I actually do like Teladoc right here because your risk down to like 130 is like a quarter, not even, to that low. And then you're above that 50 period, you can break a 175, get into this one a little bit early. It's probably going to be more of a hold situation because, inflation worries and, the summertime, maybe you're not going to get that crazy breakout, but that's the kind of name that if you're looking to diversify yourself in the healthcare space, you got a bunch of older names, hey, why not? I mean, you can only have so many Donahers and United Healths of the world before you have to start thinking about Teladoc for sure.
There it is. So we go right back up to the upside there. We take our first big time cash of the day there. A smooth 16 cents on Zila. It comes right back there and we just get out right there at 18. Like we just mentioned there, we tweeted that out and said, let's get out somewhere around 520. And again, why are we doing that? Just, trying to educate a little bit here. Yesterday's high of the day, about 550 there. We already talked about it on the daily chart. This is a 3-minute chart. So if we break this down just a little, let me squeeze this in a little bit more for you guys. There it is. So there's yesterday's levels. That's where we got yesterday. We were long down here yesterday in the pre-market, and now we're going to the upside right now again. So here's our first long breaking through 5, which is right here. And if that's not clear for an out, I don't know if you have this one, Neil, but that one right there, 520 is a great little look. And then we will hold now the rest for the upside. And look, even if we lose on this one, like even if this comes all the way back down to 4 where we get out, I'm well within my risk parameters here to do that kind of a trade. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll average into Zila if we do come back in, but right there we took it out just as we said we would there for a nice little 16-cent win. So let's ring the register right now and spin it for a little bit early on Zila. So I like that Teladoc trade as well. I'm going to look into that a little bit more.
All right, another one making moves here in the pre-market. Lots of headlines coming out here, guys, as we came on there at 8:30. DTTW. Entering into several purchase and distribution agreements, some 5G technology they're talking about in China. So big mover here so far. DTSS up about 50%. Volume coming in as we speak, in fact, nearing some of these highs. But we're getting into some big time levels here for DataC, one that popped up going back to a couple months ago, I want to say, on this whole Reddit thing as well.
Yeah, this has made some moves before. I already had a pop into 430, guys. So as it comes to that level on my 15-minute chart, you can kind of look at on the daily chart. It's getting into those bigger levels that Brennan talked about. So once you break past that 430, it's patience until it gets to like a $5 range. At least if you're thinking of a short type trade, that JXIN. I always get that one messed up. That one's already starting to come back in here. So I think the runner for now looks like a DTSS, although dip buying on some of the meme names in the morning has been pretty good. Although I will say this, Zila, I missed my shot at 465. So I'm glad Sean's got it because I wanted to buy the dip on that thinking it was going to come in for me. It's not going to happen. But DTSS, that $5 range looks like a big one. If it fails at 5 at 9:30, right at the open, like it's just you get that push right into that obvious level and then you get a failure there. I think that's the only way that you can short it unless it halts. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but the cluster I look back for, I don't even like 4. I probably even like a 350. This one could move a little bit more than you might expect, that DTSS. And it's the same thing with JZXN. I think I said JIXN. JZXN is another one that'll move like not pennies, but like dollars.
Yeah, we are just reviewing, guys. If you did want to go on, we're just going to be reviewing a few things. We do have our sticky note up, and we do have watchlist.tradertv.live. We'll put this sticky note in there. It's just big cap tech today for me, as well as some AAL and some other names like that. Zila coming back in right now. But look, there's lots out there today. It's going to continue to be the story. We don't even have, I don't think we have space on our watch list, but of course, it's going to be on everybody's watch today as we are once again down to 37. I said, ooh, look at this. Lots of trades. Like, we've been very, very active in space. Virgin Galactic the last couple of days, obviously with some actionable events there. Congratulations to everybody that supported that mission. That went really super well. We'll see Bezos kick it off is it this weekend or is it the 18th? I can't remember.
I think it's a week yet.
18th or 19th? I don't know,
it's the
something like
20th.
that anyways.
Or 27th.
No, it was 9 days after. So that was the 11th. So yeah, maybe the 20th?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, or was it 11 days after? Who cares? I have no idea what I'm saying anymore. But Virgin Galactic looks to be going downside again. I do want to get into this name. There's no doubt about that. I just, I don't think we can retrace back to $18 or $19. But I think if you're going to have a starter position, remember, this is a name that I know Neil's talked about and he's in this, but it's a name that you're going to have to expect this kind of volatility in. So that's why I'm trying to get a little more greedy and try to get this into like the 20. Like I said, I'm a buyer like at 26 yesterday just because of these kind of levels down here, but we may go a little lower or we may not get to that. So let's see. I need this thing to come down just a little bit more. That space, and then the other New York stock that we're looking at here on a very, very key level, 50 period moving average here on AMC. 38 has been like a dangerous level to support it on AMC. We had it on our list yesterday, 38 AMC. So today we're going to watch out for that. We did have this long yesterday in the afternoon, but right now AMC, I don't want to say the apes are in trouble, but depends where you bought it. It is a slow grind to the downside. Where will AMC find a bottom? Does anybody know? Put in the chat where you think there's support, guys.
All right, another one to have a look at this morning. I was just looking at this one over here. Peloton, guys, on the downgrade side of the board today. Under pressure as well, down about 2.5%. Wedbush talking about deceleration of demand for Peloton's products. ConAgra reported earlier this week. Kijin, Cat, nothing terribly exciting. Carnival to the upside. Berenberg with an upgrade. Nokia's on here. Nike and Pepsi all to the upside, guys.
Yeah, look, we like Pepsi. I want to talk about, look, it was a good trade off of that 150.70 yesterday, but today's going to be another day. It did resist that top at 154, so that's where we got it a couple of times when it wouldn't break. Best price we're able to get on that long. If it gives any shot to dip back into 150, 151, or that 150.70 price, I'd be a buyer the same way again. The only thing I want to add, because I think obviously this is like the third time we're mentioning AMC, and it's not like, this is what the 15-minute chart looks like. I think it plays in both ways here. That 50 period and that 37. Like, there's a decent chance that it could be one of those like fake bottom lows. So I got to be willing to at least. I think I want to be willing to fake break that level, and then if it comes back up, sort of hunt to maybe. It might not be the actual like 37.50 or like a 38 like that. It actually might end up being like this little peak here, like a 38.75. Like if it takes out the low and gets back to a price like that near the pre-market high, that might be a bit of a reversal style play, candidly. After a couple of really awesome days shorting Virgin Galactic, this same concept maybe give all of it back on Virgin Galactic, thinking there was going to be a bottom on it. But AMC, so many days in a row off a key level like this, there's always got to be that reversal idea as well. So yeah, I mean, if it breaks that 50 period, you got to look to that downside trend. But there is that chance on a fail break, you get a jailbreak, and there's not much of a pullback or I guess like a rebound it would need to give you a fantastic winner. I mean, if you even get back like 2 days, you're talking like that 42 level, which is like $5 from 37. So you got to be willing to play it in both directions. This is a day trader's a dream if it breaks this.
We're just stretching out a little bit here. We got to go get our water. We forgot our water. I'll go get it, Valeria. No, don't worry about it. Okay, so yeah, that's AMC right there, and we're still long Zila. I just want to say something about AMC that Neil and I don't think we've talked about this enough or at all in the past couple of weeks, but AMC is not hard to borrow for us anymore. So we don't have to borrow shares, which just changed in the last week, because I used to have to I was not unable to short it. We use tier 1 brokers here at Day Trade the World. Now it's free to short. So as far as a short squeeze and things like that, I mean, if we don't have to pay anything extra to borrow it, then yeah, that's why. Neil just mentioned right now that sometimes we do.
Because there's like a firm limit max, but then even if you run into that max,
I think
like,
it's less than a penny.
It's 1 cent.
1
share.
cent, yeah. So
it's not bad to pay for it so that you have it if you want it. That's all.
And that just goes to show that there has been some momentum taken out of that trade because now traders don't have to pay to go short. So, if you're just kind of like us, bang, 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 back and forth, it's a lot easier to trade it that way. I mean, it was still easy because 1 cent per share is nothing, but I just want to give everyone that little heads up there. If you still are long on AMC, it's now become unlocked at a lot of brokers, and they're just letting people short it for free. So there we go. And I don't want, look, we make money about like 0.0001 cent per viewer, something like that. So it's not that much, but I'm going to say a big congratulations here. I will fire off some hot dogs for Teomir. He took the Zila trade. He made his daily goal, and he's probably gone now. This happened a couple minutes ago. And he's gone to the beach. So we still want you to watch Teomir. Maybe you can put it on your iPad or something when you're at the beach and then tweet me that picture because I love to see people trading in odd areas and environments. So if you guys ever have that, and I love seeing trading stations as well, if you guys ever want to tweet that at me or the show as well. So Tesla down 4, up 30. Okay, we'll have to figure. Does that mean Tesla or I don't know, TELA, or do you mean Zila there? Down 4, up whatever. But there goes Zila now. It just tried to take it out again, guys, at 5:20, 5:21. I'm gonna go run and get my water and let Brendan take this.
All right, let's jump into what is moving in the pre-market, guys. If you still need the morning note, or if you're new, joining us for the first time, head to that link. You can pick it up for absolutely free. Every single morning, we send it out with all the stocks that are moving around in the pre-market and a little bit on why they are moving around. So head over to, I didn't do that, Lucas. If you could shut that off, that would be fantastic for me. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Let's get into a few names that are moving in the pre-market here. Alibaba, guys. Sean mentioned it briefly there. We'll talk about Baba here first. A Wall Street Journal report suggesting that Alibaba may open up their ecosystem, that was their language, not mine, to 10-cent music. So a combination or collaboration possible to come here in the coming weeks, maybe months, for Alibaba and 10-cent music.
Alibaba's just looking for further catalysts. I think the wipeout already happened. So remember we talked about it with literally just with AMC, multiple days in a row, you find yourself at a key level. I can go to the daily chart so you can kind of see here. You find yourselves like breaking through like a key level like this at 205 area to the downside. You get that wipeout flush day and then do not sustain, and it sort of snaps right back. Now I'm thinking that could happen on a day trade on AMC, and well, it actually could happen the same way here, like a multi-day event, right? But then you get that snapback, you reject that break instantly. The next day you consolidate at that former low, that 203, 205 area, and then you're breaking to the upside. So that's a great setup for Alibaba. I mean, I don't know, like I bought Alibaba one time in my life, and it's still out of the water, and if it gets here, then we'll be basically flat. And it is what it is. It's been difficult. I think Sean said it too. It's been difficult to try to figure out how to play the Chinese names here because I was very close to wanting to buy DD, and then you had to pull it. You had to back away from it. I think this could be like the start of like a good catalyst here. I'm a little skeptical of the price action between 15 and like 18 on that day, and just think there might be a little bit of risk off because of the last couple of days moves that we've had. All that said, if we get anywhere close to like 210 to 212, I think that's going to be a fantastic place to like slip in there for a bit of a dip buy. The breakout is already sort of gone or happening in Alibaba, so if you're a believer, why not? Chinese risk is always going to be there. There's not much you can do about it. But from a valuation standpoint, I think I've said it like about 1 trillion times, so I guess whatever, I'll say it 1,000,000,001. If you make the actual comparison fundamentally between Alibaba and Amazon, you'll be asking yourself why you don't own Alibaba 10 times out of 10. And it's just the Chinese risk. Is it really worth that much? I don't know. Was it cut the stock in half valuation-wise? I guess, I suppose. But who knows? Smarter people than me aren't buying it up, I guess.
I'm not a smarter person than Neil, but I've been buying Alibaba for a very, very long time. And I've made that comparison for years there with Amazon and Alibaba. I can't believe, look, I'm a buyer. I'm longer, lower than this, but I have bought it higher. Why am I still looking at Zila? I don't know, but let's do this. We just went and got some water, and we actually noticed that We'll look at Alibaba anyways in a minute here as well. But we did notice that the fruit salad has been delivered, and it is fresh and so clean today, as you get some kiwis in there, some pineapple. I mean, kiwi. Can you beat kiwi? I mean, I don't know. I love kiwi. Whoa, I love some kiwi. My daughter said, "Why does that fruit have hair on it?" But you just peel it off. So, okay, Alibaba, we've been talking about it for a long time. I know Neil just did some fundamental stuff there. I love Alibaba. We were trading it like crazy the last couple days. I don't know if it shows it on here. Nope, so there you go. So we don't have it on there. But we're always looking at Alibaba. It's the #1 name on the sticky note today, as you guys can see. So go over to @TraderTV, Sean. You can find it and see what we're talking about and see some levels there. But really, it's just this break of 1770 would be really nice. 1750. I know you're on this as well, Daryl. Dipping down. I already have bids to go long if it does dip into these areas. So we are waiting on that. We're waiting on Microsoft, Apple, and AAL all to the dip side. We are going to go long again today. It's a good day to be a bull, man. I mean, we'll just keep on jumping. We'll just keep going up and up and up. Like the portfolio continues. Does anybody know without looking? I'll put Brendan on the spot here. Okay, you ready for this, Brendo? Nope. Okay, good. All right. How much do you think Google, Brendan, is up on the year?
We need that Jeopardy music.
Yeah.
Playing. I have no. I would have to check.
Neil, what do you think?
Google on the year? I don't know, 15?
Yeah, it's 45% on the year. So just to let you guys know, like this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. And big cap tech just continues to go crazy. I didn't even realize that number. I hope it's right. I heard it yesterday on a podcast. So I really do hope it's right. It's my largest holding there. But that was a crazy surprise there. Yeah, no, it's 20. Yeah, that makes about sense. Yeah, look at this. January. So we were at 1,700, guys. So yeah, 45%. So I think Brendan needed the Jeopardy music. Neil goes with 15%, and I can't believe it either.
Oh, look at the timing of that move. Yeah.
I mean, it's all tech. That's the point. Is that this is crazy. 1,700, and Greg will remember this because we were talking about Google, and I told people that I was buying this, and I said this is the best reopening play because of ads, right? Remember, like the travel business, like AAL, CCL, Delta, anything, any travel, Expedia. I mean, just open up your email, open up anything, search engines, whatever. Like Google is where people are dropping their money. Same as Facebook, right? Like you can't even open up Facebook or Instagram or whatever without getting an ad for a hotel or a cruise line or a vacation or something. So people are back. The point is, this has just been a monster move. And I mean, it's not even like Google's a new story, right? I mean, all of us have had Gmail accounts and looked at Google for years and years and years. So what a move Google's been. I just want to draw everyone's attention to that because sometimes we get caught up in our investments and we try to get a little bit too cute with them. You know, like we talked about space there. We're talking about Palantir, all these things. But look, Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. Those are my 4 largest holdings, with Disney, I think, slipping in there now. And Disney's only in there because we were able to buy it so low. But yeah, I think you got to stay long, big cap tech, forever and ever.
Let's bring in Arun here, just checking out the futures. We did get a move there at 8:30 back to the upside on that. PPI number today, Arun. Yesterday it was the other one. Now we get PPI a little bit higher than expected once again. We were so excited about some of these earnings that we got away from that number. But what do we think here today? Now positive.
You know, this market's starting to get a little whippy, quite aggressive either direction. Yesterday, you had the number in the morning. And then if anybody was wondering what happened in the afternoon, it was a bond auction. The market fell apart after the bond auction at 1 p.m. So here we are this morning, and here coming straight back up towards yesterday's high, or at least close to yesterday's highs. It's hard to put in any levels up top just because it's very thin in terms of activity. So I'm going to keep the level I've been working with, which was 43.50. I've had that level. If this market was a little bit lower, and I had bids early in the morning, which never got filled because we didn't come down just enough, I would look to get some buys in the mid 60s going down to 50 as a stop. That window is obviously closed with this market sitting close to 80. So now all you can really do is wait to see what happens if we can put in a new high or beat yesterday's high, which I would say above 85, 43.85. If we can get above there, it's going to be a matter of discovery. So I'd have to wait for it to get up there and then figure out what it wants to do in terms of how much selling are we going to get. And if we don't get a whole lot, then maybe you can take the shot at the extension, meaning breakout above 85 and look for the long. But again, because it's so thin, every time we get up high and then we lose a touch of volume, and then we get some sort of news release or some sort of catalyst that moves the market, I'm going to be very careful. Keep in mind, we do have 12 p.m. Fed testifying in front of Congress, and then we also have the 2 p.m. Beige Book also from the Fed side. So a couple news releases that could definitely add some volatility in the afternoon. So when you get around that time, just be aware that there might be something coming that can instantly change the direction of the market. But for now, biases to the buy side. And I don't really have a whole lot of levels to work with. So I'm just going to be waiting and seeing what happens after we get through the high.
Great stuff. Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. Just having a look here, guys, at this DTTW, that DTSS day highs here. Still going. So a big mover here in the pre-market. Let's talk about another one. Apple, guys, back to the upside. All-time highs here in the pre-market. In fact, 1.8%. We are handily above where we were yesterday. In fact, after they came out and said they're going to team up with Goldman Sachs for a buy now, pay later type service.
Yeah, and like, I don't think we'll be talking, like, if firm's not doing a ton of volume here, and I said it's not necessarily as bad as you think for them, and then you dropped Peloton with the downgrade. Keep in mind a couple of things about a firm. Yeah, they got great deals, of course, with Peloton in particular. Also with Shopify, by the way. So maybe Apple is not as big a competitor as you think. I think it's going to hurt them for sure. But if Peloton's going to be down, that hurts firm as well. So I might be going back into fading a firm off of $60 if I can get it. Apple, on any kind of weakness that it shows its face today, I would be a buyer. Look, Powell's talking today. Okay, fair enough. It might be a market mover. So I suppose, like, if I actually got like that, like the price I really would love to see today, which is like 146.5 in particular on any kind of a morning dip. And trust me, Apple does this at times that you think that it's strong, and you have to be willing to stand in front of it. If you're in the money on that, and it gets to the afternoon, and Beige Book's coming out, and Powell's taking it off before Power Hour would make a lot of sense to me. But I'm looking 146.5 on Apple for sure. We've seen it weather that storm on days where it's ended up very, very strong with some of these sell-offs. So I'm always prepared to go ahead and do that. I've never had much success with breakouts, in particular day trading Apple, but it is what it is. The days that it's there and it's continuing to make fresh highs. If it gives you a chance to pick this one up on a dip, it's a little bit safer than when we buy the dip on some names that'll have a few more sellers when they start going than an Apple would, because I can't imagine who's really running to take this one off at these price levels. I think a lot of people are probably waiting for it to break that 150 before they get out of a lot of more shares.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know. I really do hate big cap tech. I mean, I have nothing good to say about them. So yeah, no, my opinion on Apple, relatively muted. We talked about that right here, breaking that 128. I mean, that you want to talk about a gift horse. I mean, you don't even have to look this one in the face. This was an easy break. We loaded up more Apple on this break. We've been trading AMD. We've been trading all that kind of stuff. Like that rate down there, like if you ever get these kind of opportunities again on Apple, I mean, our charting is horrible because it still doesn't have the retracement of the split. But right down here, like these levels, I mean, unless the market really was about to collapse here, which I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. And even if it does, then good luck getting Apple back down to 120. We'll see if that's a great little buy area up there. But we're breaking out now. Well, we've already broke out. We broke out basically from right here. If you missed the 128, you had the 138 as well. And now you're up to 148. So it's just higher. It's on the list here. 149 break. We've already have it in. We're going to take that. Any sort of dips on Apple, we're buyers down here. They'll crush a firm. So will Gold. I mean, both of those guys together are huge. The credit cards still, I mean, there's so many tailwinds and stuff for Apple, man. There's so many catalysts for this thing to go. The new phone's coming out. We already know what they're all about. They do pay a small dividend. I mean, look, it could get pulled back up 2% on nothing. Might be a little too much. So we'll wait, but we will take a break. We will buy more. Where's my bid exactly to tell you guys? 147 and change now down here. So we're down around this area on Apple to see if we can get that. There's AAL. So again, AAL is another one of those names on our sticky note. We're just in. Look for 21 break. So there it is. So 21 breaks. We're in it. It's only 909. So if you ever see me into position in the pre-market, They're not like they're not heavy positions. Good thing, because remember yesterday Goldman Sachs, like we can't tell where these stocks are going to go. So let's just wait. That was a good breakout. We'll average into this down here. If AAL wants to go negative on the day, then that's great. It can try that, but that'll be $20 where I give this up.
Next on the list, in fact, is AAL. They came out after market yesterday and said they are now going to be cash flow positive in Q2. So that was a bit of a surprise, to say the least. We're up 5% as we saw there. But this move happened on that news after market yesterday, guys. They're still expecting a net loss between 1.1 and 1.2 billion, which is actually down from prior levels anyways. But worth noting here, this 21 over here on the daily chart, a bit of a level.
Yeah, I mean, Sean just mentioned 21. I look back to the day that it flushed off of 21. It got up about like 10 cents or so. It had a chop level to like 21.20. So I think that's a good price area that if it slows down and pulls back, I was looking for like a 20.65 to 20.75 area on any kind of a dip. If it breaks, I was looking at that 21.25 for the breakout in particular, just because of that level there. I think you've got to be looking at the airlines. And again, you go to the daily chart. It's not like we're in the midst of a breakout, but we're in the midst of a consolidation potential break. I mean, they've been beaten up and trying to hold the line here. I mean, this is a company that, like, the numbers don't seem gigantic, but they were burning 100 million like a day a year ago, right? Like, where they've gotten to is a pretty impressive thing, and obviously, with some of the issues that have been going on around the world with whatever vaccinations and cases popping up and yada yada yada, that's been putting them back down into this level where I think there's a good chance they're on the verge for another breakout. It wouldn't take much to get back to 50 period. You're only talking like $1 move. That's 5% return, and you're already halfway there on the day, just gapping up from that $20 level.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to be buying lower and lower and lower. Oh, some good things here. So we'll show you guys on Twitter because we did ask for this. So here's a nice little setup there. I like that. I like you got some vitamins there. You got some news. You got us going. There's the screen there. Oh, look, my level too. Good job there. That was from Davey, and then also from Kustro Gallery there, sitting back watching you guys. Well done. Keep it up. From Sydney, Australia. So the two handsome gentlemen in the middle there, Neil and Brendan. This is a nice little setup. You got the fan there, you got some phones, you got everything like that. So good job there. Thank you for sharing some of those little setups there, guys. I do like it. Keep sending them. Let's go.
All right, just coming out here, guys, on negative news on Oatly. That recent addition here, OTLY. Am I wrong to say Oprah was involved in this? But I'd have to double check. I feel like there was a few celebrities that were involved in this. But Spruce Point. Short seller, Spruce Point, coming out saying they're overstating revenue and greenwashing. So not good. We're down to all-time lows here for OTLY, 6%.
Yeah, they broke that $20 level there on the daily chart. So again, like I hate it because all of these recent IPOs, man, like, I mean, I guess there's going to be a few that we can probably find, but I mean, I just think about DD, I think about Oatly. I don't even know what Donut is at right now. We'll have a look at that quickly. We haven't even talked about that since it's IPO day. But right now, yeah, that's a sad move there for Oatly. Sorry if you guys got caught up in this. Oat milk, I don't know, Brendan can talk to that, but I don't know anything really about the company other than now we get this report. I don't see it, but thanks, Brendan, for bringing it to everybody's attention. Now comes down to the downside here for Oatly. So yeah, it's never good when you break your birthday. So 20, we come out, I guess, at $20.60. It looks like we came out that day. Now we're much lower than that. So I think you could fade this into the short. And you know what? This is not a bad setup, actually. Like, you can go short Oatly and then just get out if it takes out its IPO price. So if it takes out 2060, then you can get out. So, this may be well worth the risk here. I don't know. Let me just try with 100 shares. Let's put an offer all the way up. Okay, so we do have shortable shares on this. So that's not going to be a problem to go short, as we just got an acceptance on our offer there. So, yeah, let's wait to see where we open up. But I think we'll short Oatly here and just watch it a little bit. Like I said, I'm not too trusting of some of these reports. We saw what happened on QuantumScape, though, on that report. And look what's happening right now. Okay, I lightened up a little bit yesterday. We talked about that, but look what's happening with Ethereum right now. last night late. We talked about this move, man. I said this would probably happen overnight, and it happens as soon, like exactly when we said it would. So Ethereum basically goes down to lows again of 1860. I believe the most recent low is 1760. So, you know, I said Chinese, you know, they're going to wake up. They're going to see this move. They don't like that it didn't defend 20 down to 18.6. And now the U.S., you know, the American traders coming in here. I mean, look, it's traded 24/7, so all that is really no talk. But I've just noticed that in the evening, it can tend to go down if support is broken in the day. So that's just something there, if you want to put that little tidbit in your pipe there. But yeah, nice little move up for Ethereum. Just want to bring that to everyone's attention. A big move in the last couple hours. It just took out everything and broke through that 1950. So watch out for 2K on ETH.
You mentioned what's happening to Krispy Kreme. I can tell you it's approaching that $17 level again. You got a $17.50 bottom from yesterday, just as fast as I can go through it here. We talked about this one off of the open when it did open up. Now, I'm mad that I kind of missed out on the opportunity on day one, but day two gave you that one. 21 and 24 was the original issue price that they wanted. It ended up at 17, and it faded right into that range. And it's tried to get back since, and then fails lower at 20 even. If it breaks this bottom here at 17.50, it's probably more of a scalp trade. But as 17 goes, yeah, Krispy Kreme once again. I mean, you know, this is the second time they've gone. It's only a few days, obviously, to write it off. But once again, they go public another time and not being received too well the last couple of days. It's still above that 17 price, but if that breaks, you know, watch out for a good short on Krispy Kreme.
All right, let's continue along here. A few more to get through, guys. We said Bank of America, Wells Fargo, both reporting not doing a heck of a lot here in the pre-market. You can have a look at the banks today. Let's talk about Zila Technologies. They came out about mid-afternoon yesterday, I want to say about 2 o'clock, talking about how they were going to expand their AI-enabled platform offerings further after news out late last week as well. So XELA, always a fan favorite.
I had to. Yeah, I mean, I'm long XELA, and we're going to get longer into that 460 area. I actually went all the way back here to find this trade. So this is where, so it opened up donut here, Krispy Kreme. This is the IPO day here. This is where I took the IPO long. Neil just talking about this trade. So it was 1630. So yeah, you know, that's that bottom there. And then we took the long, was a great long, out at 1850. So that's a $2 winner there back for donut back in the day. We haven't traded it since. Hasn't been great, but Neil just reviewed that. Okay, XELA. So again, we took this today. We took it yesterday. Okay, good. Now they're in here. We took it yesterday and the pre-market got out. Then we hammered it on that break early at about 9:40, and then it started to go. So I'm not going to lose faith in this name, although we are dipping back down below to where I'm in. So, you know, we've already taken out that 20 cents. That's why we did it. And I mean, we can't do anything else, not me, but we as traders. It goes right into this level yesterday. And that, I mean, if you don't get it out there, then that's, you know, you should at least get out something. I actually took out half of the position there. So now we're still on half there. Oh, wow, I'm getting a lot. I'm going to show you guys the trade setups in a minute. You know, we're getting a lot of them. So right there, 501, 502, up to 520 there. So I like Zila. My bids, Brendan and Neil, are in here. They're in 460. They're in 470. They're ready to rock and roll. See if we can get some longs in this area, and then watch out for a nice little pullback here of $5. Wow, okay. So some more coming. Okay, wow. Yeah, lots of setups here. Brendan, nice setup there. Lots of charts, lots of stuff going on there. So that's a good one. Maybe, not too many. That's pretty good. I like this. You got to have, hopefully that's the family and not the girlfriend, but there we go. Beautiful picture in the middle. Good setup there. Thank you so much to Sheena. Okay, maybe that is Sheena. Okay, good. And then as we go, Imarco, there we go, on some laptop trading, Neil. Very, very dangerous.
That's hard, man.
I find this is hard to do, but please watch out for the wires there. That's very, very risky as well. And then a shout out to Armando. We like it, Armando. That looks pretty sweet right there. Love that setup. Keep it simple. I like it. And then there's one that's something that probably I would have, where I'd have the little TV or something on the laptop, and then a nice little setup. But more laptop trading, that stuff's difficult. Okay, more. Okay. Hey, what's up to Jeff? That was Andreas. What's up up, Jeff. A lot of you guys, I like the clock there. I think that's an absolutely great idea. DTSS, I get it. We'll cover DTSS, but thank you guys for all the love there on Twitter and for the passing along of your trade setups.
We did some trades in Zila in the afternoon. At least we're looking at that 420 dump. Of course, it never gave us that today, but yeah, go to the top end of the range here, that 475 in the afternoon. That's what I was eyeballing all morning long. Missed the break at 8 o'clock, but that's where I want to dip by this thing. It's going to be that 480 level, and it might end up, this is more like 475 to 480, but it might end up being like an 85, might end up being like a 72, but somewhere in that cluster. I do have a bid now, just sort of sitting at 75, but I'm willing to pick anything up around that range for a first dip on Zila. That DTSS, which I know everyone's going nuts about, there was no slowdown at all close enough to 5. Yeah, there was a slight short at 480 when I said look at that $5 level, but it's starting to crest right here from 580 up to like a 650. Just to quickly go back to the daily chart, it did break through these peaks here at that 580 level, but a failure at this range, I mean, would give it some juice to pull back in here, guys. So, I would look at like a 580. You can start thinking about a short if it breaks that 580, but that's a scalp trade. It's done tons of shares. Just watch out. This has all the signs of one of those ones that could put some halts on you in today's action. And I got in and out of that OXBR, but it's close to breaking down like a 440 level here that could get me back into it.
Yeah, DataC going to be an interesting one, I feel. We were trading that, I feel like it was 687 going way back to the beginning of the year when it moved that, or put in that huge move. Let's jump down to Velodyne, guys, because this is an interesting story. We can look at Delta if you want as well, the other one, that other airline that reported, obviously. But VLDR, 4.5% still, was up significantly more than that. The initial spike got it all the way up to 1066, which is back into the consolidation on the daily chart. But they're teaming up with NVIDIA for some smart city technology. So the first one I was reading is going to be in Austin, I believe, or Houston, possibly one or the other, in Texas, where they're going to do some traffic monitoring for that city. So a big name for Velodyne to be teaming up with.
It is, and this chart is going to be, the daily chart's an ugly one for Velodyne. But, I mean, I guess, is there lots of room for it to run? That's certainly got to be true. I was thinking to myself, if there was volume here today, I'd actually probably be long in front of 980 on Velodyne. Just looking at that cluster, looking at that wipeout, to the low, breaking off of $9, put in a higher low, get a positive news story here, and then it's done a couple 100,000 shares or a few 100,000 shares in the pre-market, and it's like looking at paint dry. Like, there hasn't been a print. I mean, there's less than a couple 100 shares in the last couple of minutes here, so not a ton of action that I can see pre-market, and of course fading back off that news. I think this is where you'd want to be picking up, so I'd need to see it hold this 980 area on Velodyne. It's just, I wish it had done more volume in the pre-market. DTSS is now on the radar. If that breaks 580, I want the short. I just got back into OXBR. We're looking for dip buys in some bigger cap names. You got Zila moving. I want Velodyne to be one of these as well, and I'll be looking at this at the open to see if I can't buy a dip, especially if it can, reclaim this level at 980, as it looks like it's about to break it to the downside. So watch out. It's got a lot of room that it certainly can run. The signs look pretty good off that bottom. It just, where's the volume? I don't see it.
Okay, guys, so I see some volume right now, so we'll go into a new position here. SCOCO right now starting to run, so we got some 54s on board here. Don't know what this 1350 or whatever is all about, but we are long now. SCOCO into this move. I don't know. This is a 3-minute chart. We were up here pretty high yesterday. We got crushed in the middle of the day yesterday, all the way down to $9. Like, guys, this is the thing. Like, I remember trading this a hell of a long, maybe a week ago. Like, you can't be holding the bag this long. Like, when certain levels are broken here, even if you're looking here, like, this is what I mean. I can't believe this was down to $9 yesterday. We may get caught long here. I don't know, but SCOCO, I mean, that was $20, $22, $28. All the way down to $9, and then we could, Chinese name, we could retrace back down here to $2 or $3. I sure as hell hope not. But SCOCO right now, yeah, moving around, and we are long on that name. We are long a quarter of the position that we took on Zila, so it's a very, very small one, but. Again, we'll see if we can't get this thing going a little bit here today. SGOC on the watch. So yeah, any pullbacks. I don't know. I mean, there's not really any levels. I mean, if you can get back here into 10 or 11 maybe, is something worth buying. But we took that on the break. We did get about 30 cents or 20 cents at most, but didn't take it. So let's see where SGOC goes from here, but just another runner that I saw in the chat.
Sean, I'm looking at 1190-ish when I looked at that, when I looked at the daily chart, not daily chart, the 15-minute chart, because yesterday's action, that was some resistance there, and you did have that 1250 to 1190, so that's that cluster range. If it pulls back into, well, sorry, actually just got long in that dip because I just saw it after you told me the news. So we traded this one before. We like this one. I think there's momentum, but I love to see if it can hold that price area off the open. We started. If it can hold that at 930, well, with only 5 minutes to go, I think it has a decent shot to run back up. 25, I don't know if I think about that, but I mean 15 is realistic if it starts going. Brendan?
Little one, bottom end of the list, guys. Minim, M-I-N-M Incorporated, little tiny small cap, small float on this one as well. It is over 10 million. It's 12.3, I believe. Watch 5 down here. This thing's already come off a long way, obviously. 620, 610, 620, and then 660 at the top as far as resistance for this. If it does get anywhere back there, I don't think it's going to, though. 5, definite support here in the pre-market. We were trading down here at 4 yesterday. I mean, there was a SEC filing in regards to a shareholder vote coming up this morning. That was really all I could see on this, but 30% still for MINM, guys.
I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to look back to see when, because I think you're right, Dan. I think, yeah, there's no volume there. My trades aren't in here, but yeah, it was Monday. It was this break here, 3,340 or so on SGOC, I believe, that we did have there and later on. And then the very next day, a $10 break to the upside. Yeah, this is where it was. It was these levels. You know, looks pretty good there. And then here's the trade here. So whatever day this was, 15. Oh yeah, this is the day. All these halts. I can't even tell what day this is. The 9th, I guess? Or no, the 12th. Yeah, so the 12th. So Monday, you're right, Dan. Perfect. All of these longs in here. SGOC was my #1 stock, but look where we were at, man. 28, 29. Like there's the sell rate there at 26. That's my last trade on SGOC. And then we actually went short there at 1930 as it goes down to 1780. That's the last time that I traded SGOC besides today. We did average in down there at 12. So now my average price is 28. So we're right back to flat basically on this stock right now. That's SGOCO. SGOCO, SGOCO is the, so just add an O to the end of that, and that's the company name. But really quickly, guys, thank you so much. I don't have time to comment on them all, so I just sent a tweet out to everybody generically there. Thank you, Jeff. Again, great. I love the pictures of the family there. That's what it's all about. This mug should say something like this on it, though. It should say something about Trader TV Live. There on the mug, but okay. Thanks, Jeff, for that one. Thank you to Vivek again. Thank you to Anthony, a great little shot there. Thank you to the camp guy as well. More laptops, danger, danger. I like this setup. A lot of screens there. We definitely like that one. Thank you, Patrick. David, hello, with the data going on there. This guy, nice picture. I like that setup. And then Mike as well. Wow, there's some serious good one here. Laptops again, a little Diet Coke action. We like all that. I don't know if these are sticky notes. What are those? Some nice little movement there. Thank you to Sean again as we go. Thank you to Patrick. Yeah, you got to have the motivation there. We like that. This looks pretty sick with all that fake brick there, or real brick. I don't know what that is, but that looks pretty sick there. What up to Jason as well? I just keep going on. What's up? What up, Sam? Sam just pops in my DM right there. So unlike what Conor McGregor said, where Dustin Pedroia, what am I talking about? Poirier here. Dustin Poirier, he goes, your wife is slipping in my DMs, as Conor McGregor lying there with a broken leg. Conor McGregor will never, ever beat Dustin Pedroia? No, Poirier. Never beat him. I don't think
he whooped Dustin Pedroia's butt, that's for sure, because that guy's like 145 pounds soaking wet. But
yeah. Yeah, Conor McGregor, I think, is only 152, but these guys are sick muscles. But yeah, that was a good fight. I don't know if anyone saw that UFC fight. We're going to have one more cantaloupe here, and then we're going to get ready to kick off this day.
And that DTSS, forget about 580, it doesn't actually break to the downside. So 580 holds to like to a T, where we're looking for that to break down to the short side. Of course, it's running higher. 658, the current high of the day. Big time runner, this DTSS. This could be a halt fest one. I mean, obviously, I still think SGOC can be a halt fest. DTSS is one of the bigger movers, and I'm glad we got to it because you got to be watching it. AMC breaks back to the upside, so it actually tested 39 even going into the open. With 2 minutes to go, SJOC, I'm going to call it SJOC, I apologize, I know it's SGOC, and I did get back into OXBR. I was trading it earlier in the morning when it flushed through $5. I don't know if we talked about OXBR. Activist investor comes in, gaps the stock to the upside, daily chart. fail at $6 before, fail at $6 in the pre-market or shy of $6, rolls over at 5. I short that pop here at 480. We scalp some out. I got back in when it broke 440 just now, so 439 short. I do not want this thing getting back above like 5 at the open. Very likely to already have it out in front of a 450 and then look for a 930 roll at about that 490 price. OXBR, SGOC, and a wealth of other names to be watching here, guys. Narrow your list because there's a ton of action certainly in this DTSS. I'm not in it, but I'm looking for a place. I don't want to buy the top. At 930, I usually find that's not the best thing to do, but at 580 breaks, I am going short in this name.
Okay, so we're already long AAL. That's not doing anything. We'll wait to see if we can pick it up a little bit on the low side there of AAL. We got some more bids in there. See if we can't grab that now. So AAL coming to the downside. But again, you know, we did take a 21 break. I love that trade. We'll see. It's a multi-day break of that 21 level. So hopefully that can come through. We do like big cap tech again. So Apple. It's coming to the downside. I mean, if we break 149, that might be a lot of momentum right now. So I don't know, maybe 148.50, maybe a little bit better for Apple. But if we get that, we get that. Only 20 seconds. Sorry, is everything okay? Only 20 seconds to go.
Miss V was making the run to get to the bell. I'm telling you, she puts in work for all of us here. Yeah, she almost took a dive right in front of me, but she made it to the bell in the green. We got a story for that, guys. When it's coming, the market is up. 5 seconds to go till we get that open there. I'm still kind of like, wow, that was unbelievable. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get this market open.
Let's go. Okay, so now we're opened up. We'll watch out Apple. Apple coming to the downside. We do have some bids, I believe. Anyways, yeah, 147.20. We'll see if we get down there. We only got to 147.90 on Apple. We do like it, though. Zila still making moves, and there's that SCOCO to the downside, Neil.
Yeah, it broke that 1190, so I get out of it initially, but I'll look to see if I can catch a dip. Sorry, I'm just watching one of my other charts here.
American.
I'm going to watch for another dip if I can get like 11. I'm calling it like 1125.
Okay, there's a big win here for AAL. So right away, yeah, we're going to go long on SCOCO as well if we can, or short, sorry. Long, lower on SCOCO. There's AAL, man, a big win. We just talked about that. I mean, it's 20 cents. We'll take it. We still are on that name, though. So AAL, nice little upside move there. We'll take it all day long on AAL. So a nice little move there. We're still in it. Zila, still going now, 5. We're long at 502. Here goes the break side. Let's go. Let's see what we do at 550 now with Zila, the big runner, guys. We talked about taking that at 5. We get out half on that move back to yesterday's levels. Now we go upside on Zila. Let's see where we can go from here.
This DTSS, I mean, I don't take it initially, but now it does make a secondary break through 650. I end up with 666. That is an ominous price. I think like I have to give it back at least to like a 615, 620 area. But this DTSS, which I didn't want right away at the open, it goes right to, like I said, 625. It dips right to 625. I'll look to see if I can add at that price and then see if this one can get going back to the upside. I did get back into some more shares of OXBR right around that 440 range. And then SJOC I just got on a dip as well. So a couple of longs, couple of shorts. Let's see if this DTSS holds that 580 level, like that reentry at 620. But 580, I said I was going short, so I can't be long if I'm going short in front of 580. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, same. So right now, Zila, AAL, SCOCOG, we're in all of those names. We're also looking, let's go check out on Alibaba. I don't think I have a high break set for that one, but maybe we do have something for the low side. Okay, there goes. So right now we're into AMC. This is my newest position. It does break through that 38. That's a level of concern for me, but look where it just came from, 39. So this is a bad, I mean, look, we're short. We like the level, but I wish we weren't short at this price. Didn't even notice that we got all the way up here. I don't know if I would have taken that, but that order was sitting there in the pre-market, but right now 37.90 on that 38 break of support. We'll average into it, but again, I don't want to mess around too much through this 39 because that 38 is support, so it can probably come back through there. So let's wait to see if that does happen. Average into it, but AMC right now doing a dance.
Yeah, I mean, 1125, got the dip on SJOC. For now, DTSS trying to hold that 580 level. SJOC, we got out of it when it broke that 90, got out at like 73. That's a horrible exit. But that 25, I quickly was saying I wanted 1125. We were able to get it, just got that long trade. I'm looking at Virgin Galactic and AMC. I missed a shot on the rollover on AMC, and Virgin Galactic came up to 38, but a hard flush back to the downside. So once again, this stock gives you that 930 pop and fade, and this time is the first time I actually don't have it in Virgin Galactic, but every time it's giving you a second look. I'm just going to sit on the offer in front of that 38.20, 38.15 high, maybe like 37 high to get into that short trade, guys. SJOC, was able to take a little bit out but it's DTSS, and then I got that OXBR working out. But Virgin Galactic, I mean, it's now taken out 37. This one just keeps on going down. It's someday there's going to be a long I have in this in the long term. You know, we're just not there yet. It just keeps falling, man.
Let's go, S-Jock, to the upside right now. Yeah, we reloaded, man, and we reloaded pretty good. You can see what our average price now is, 11.53. So if we can go on S-Cock there to the Jock to the upside there, we'll go higher and higher and higher as we go. Rob likes that one. What's up, Brendo?
Oh, Rob. That's not Rob.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Apple, guys, day highs. Pre-market high taken out there, 148.80. All-time highs. Huge volume at the open. You can see at the bottom there for Apple.
So very, very quickly here, AMC bounces off of that 38. If I wanted to fade trade and then play off of the high, I'm going to have to take it much like Virgin Galactic on the flip side, guys. So if it bounces back up, I want to play that short side of the trade. It's at a very, very key level here. There could be a reversal, but first things first, we did say about it's easier to short. I got to take advantage.
Yeah, I don't know. We're still in this S-Coke.
Oh, S-Jock. Yeah,
S-Coke. There it goes, man. Big win.
Halt, it's going to halt. I'm taking more.
Yeah. We loaded up on this, so I'm not going to take any more, but we're already loaded on ESCO here. We're $1.65 in the money, and yeah, there it goes. It's going to halt, so let's just halt away here and see where we go, but we're already loaded up on this name, so we did take a few out as it comes back up, but there's the halt, man. We're going to be raining down the cash on this name, that's for sure, as we go, guys. Zila now back into the negative, and AAL, how high do we get? 21.30. Let's put another offer there. This has already been a monster day for me, guys.
Yeah, and by the way, so I actually got that 11.25 dip, but I wanted more shares on the halt up so I could take the halt reopen trade to the long side. But watching this AMC because it's getting right down to that bottom, man, I don't want to short the 37.50 low without getting anything on a fade trade here. So I'm going to start it in the quarters around VWAP here, but I acknowledge I want to have more shares at like a 38.75-ish area if I can catch it. We'll go back over to that OXBR. Thank you, Miss V, for the reload on the coffee. OXBR, I definitely looked a gift horse in the mouth with this one. I should have probably hung on to that trade off the open, but it's giving you that 930 pop. We're still below that original short that we had at 485, but starting to break to the upside. I just got into AMC as well. If it can hold this 495 area, then that's when I want to add some shares here on that OXBR, but not until I see it roll over. It's a strong move off the bottom, and I probably added this cluster a little bit too soon at 450, so I have to hold off until it rolls over at that 490 level. Let's go AMC. I missed out on Virgin Galactic. Hopefully this one will work out for me.
Okay, so a couple new positions here. We did take Alibaba at 214 there. We told you we had some bids lower side, so there it is. So we do take that one. So let's see where we go from here. I don't know where we're going to go on Alibaba, but we will average into it if we have to, down here at 213 even. But I do like it. Let's see if we can retrace it up there. There's the news about Tencent. Things are going well, I thought anyways, for Alibaba. So we'll wait to see here. It's been a nasty stock, so that would make sense if it doesn't do anything. But right now, Alibaba, we're back into the money on it. So here we go, man, 214.02. Where do we take this out? Maybe how about 215 and change? So we'll see if we can't get another dollar. But for right now, it's a chicken dinner winner on Alibaba to the upside. You know what? Maybe we'll just take it. 75s. If we could take 75s on this, 75-cent winner on BABA, we should do that. So there, oh, it just went to 73. We are offering 75s. We're on the offer right now. So 214.02 longs right here on Alibaba. There it is. Bang, yes, sure. So it's in the building one more time. Man, are we doing it today. It's been another great day here, guys.
Yeah, able to get some AMC in there, of course. I talked about that quarter's getting in a little bit early. It's holding for now this 38 level. So I'll scalp some out if it wants to continue to do that because I want to be shorting any pop that we can get. Like I said, I'd wait for the turn and reload on OXBR when it did. OXBR, of course, if I can actually spell it right. We do that on the turn. It's now coming right back to those lows. We get a price like that where you're getting some more shares. I'll definitely take some out in front of that 440 level. That was a bit of resistance. Brendo?
Another one that's got some social media love of late, MDIA, just popping up on volume here. Broke 9, but immediately came right back down. So a heads up, guys. We got all the way up there to 980, but just slammed right back down for MDIA.
Teomir's not here, but we'll do some backflips. He's always requesting them. Look at this, man. There goes AM. Like, are we on fire today? AMC, bang to the downside. Big win there. Look at AAL, 25. Ooh, that's BABA. Look at BABA right now. $1.20 in the money, BABA. 25 cents in the money, AAL. 50 cents in the money, AMC. 8 cents in the money, Zila. $1.70 in the money on SGOC. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, Five wins in a row right now. So that's a good one, man. What a good start to the day. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself here live as we trade these markets and navigate through for you. So, Neil, how's your day going over there?
Yeah, I mean, got the AMC to the short side. I actually add to it as it breaks that low of the day, so that one's working out pretty well. It looks like I thought we'd be open back up already, but it's one more minute to go on that OXBR, SGOC, which we're both to the long side on. That DTSS was a reversal for me into the short side, and it's consolidating here, so watch out. This is at 580 price. It's still holding out here. This one holding VWAP and running again. Look, it's about to make, realistically, it's going to make a $1.50 move in one way or the other. So I'm willing to sit in this. We can maybe get that $1.50 in the right way down to like that 4.30. But if it takes out the top, this is probably going to see a 7.50 print or maybe even $8. AMC, OXBR are fine. This is the one I'd be concerned about to the short side of the trade. And SGOC about to open. Brendo?
Wow, UAL going here, guys. But I want to mention these pot stocks. Yeah, watch cannabis names once again. Apparently, the Democratic-led bill has been released for discussion. So some reading happening possibly as far as the legalization bill from the Democrats. So heads up on some of the cannabis names, guys.
Yeah, let's go. We're just tweeting out our positions right here for it. It's been a really, really nice morning for us here, and we'll just continue to watch them because, again, anything could happen, right? So let's wait to see where we go from here. But Zila bouncing, AMC now 50 cents in the money and still going to the downside. We did have a bid down here, so hopefully we can get that 37.24 there. We went as low as 30. Okay, we'll probably get it right now. So a nice little, again, net, yeah, 70-cent win there. That's a good one. Alibaba bouncing around a little bit right now. Yeah, who knows? 214.02 is our position. NASDAQ coming down. This one, you know, good thing we already took that 75 cents, but we probably should have taken almost $1.50. Well, it did go in the money $1.50. So let's wait to see as it comes down. AMC, let's go. Crack, crack, crack. We're at 24. There it is. Did we get that? Yes, we did. So it's hot dogs now this time as we continue to go. So it's been a big day here for us as Baba comes right back to flat. AAL is right there, and we'll wait for SCOCO to get rocking and rolling.
It'll be 10-minute hold. It could be a 10-minute hold. I will, like you, I took some more shares out of AMC. The last entry I got was at 37.50. It was that low break, and I'm saying to myself, like, I don't want to only get the low break of the day, so we shorted the pop. Now it's continuing to the downside. Look, everyone talks about this being a key level. Yes, you're right. So you had to be looking at it, and when it fails, take advantage. If this thing halts to the downside, I'm not saying it's going to, I might look for a bit of a long off of a halt trade. It's crazy to say that. We're not even close to that year yet, but there is not much on the daily chart down here, and that's why we like that short. OXBR for now is also looking pretty good, but we did have that reload. I said I would take some shares out in that cluster where we started the second short, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Low of the day here sits at $4. It was a 330 stock. I'll definitely cover some at the quarters and then more in front of $4. So a good one there, but it's still battling over on DTSS. That one could be the hairy short. AMC and OXBR are fine. Brendo.
I mentioned the short report on OTLY. Initial volume, guys, back to the upside here. It was a monster print initially at the open there, but we're trying to rally back up to 21. Keep in mind, 22.25, that IPO price for OTLY.
Yeah. Okay. So they are rallying back. Yeah, we did. Thanks for that, Brenda. We did want to check back in on Oatly and see what we were doing with that one. Yeah, we're still waiting for SCOCO to open back up. You can see it's still in a perfect halt state. So when that does come open, you know, we trade it and we'll get through there. So let's wait to see when SCOCO comes out. Baba comes right back. I didn't actually realize I got out of 2/3 of my position right there. I thought I had another half on, but I don't. So we can average in now down to 213, like we talked about that. Alibaba's still a sick winner, man. Or sorry. AMC still $1 now in the money as it keeps going downside. We did talk about that 38 level and how key that was. So there's the short there. Took it against ourselves for a bit, but that was fine. We have some confidence. And that's what happens, man. When you get confidence and you're on these kind of streaks, I mean, sometimes you hold the shares for as much as you can. There we go. Neil flushing himself down the toilet. Oh. Never a good sign.
Oh, okay, my bad. So sometimes I hit the flush down the toilet when a stock breaks the low. I know it's flushing me, so it seems like it's a bad thing, but DTSS breaks that 580 level. You got that cluster. We talked about it. Failed break. I was in the failed break to the long side. It's a lot of times the best shorts come off of when I lose on a failed break long. That'll happen here. I still think you can put in like a $1.50 type move, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I take some out of that 550 cluster. When it broke that 580, we had a bid sitting there just to make sure that we could rinse and repeat if we wanted to in that range. Now we're looking for it to get down to that 465 to 5 even, and we'll hold on for some of our shares there. AMC, I have not added nor subtracted anymore, and I just got my Alibaba wow, that was crazy. As I was talking right there, I said I wanted to dip in Alibaba down around like 212.50, 212 area. I just started here at 213.35. So I've dipped into Alibaba for the first time in a while. This is the day trade, of course. I have not touched that thing in the long term. And yeah, it's just hovering around the same price as at 225. It's still out of the money in the long term. But AMC, it's going to be a little bit of the story here. I'm going to do this thing where I don't have diamond hands. And it just broke 37 and then chopped its way around here. So much like with Virgin Galactic, I will always get out of my scalp trades on something like an AMC and look for opportunities to get back in because the volume is fantastic here. The trend is clearly downside. I want to make sure we bank some of this profit. Brendo?
Twitter making an appearance on a volume scanner here, guys, early on. Interesting headline to show you here. They just came out saying they saw a 26% rise in government demands to remove content of journalists and news outlets in 2020. Take that for what it's worth, but Twitter up 2.2% here, guys, trying to make recent highs on the daily chart.
All right, so here goes Alibaba now finally starting to go upside there. We did average it as well, downside 213.32. We take that bid, and now we are just doing quite well here today, guys, to say the least. So a big trading here for me as we just keep on hitting keys back and forth and around. And I did want to talk about that DTSS there, Neil, because I know you were negative on the stock, but you stayed with it. And I think that that's a big thing. And then you wait for that big move. We do get a lot of traders talking about it all the time with us, right? About how maybe they only have a certain amount of trades per day, per week, things like that. Oh, okay, there goes SCOC though. Nicely up to $3 and change there. SGOC, big time winner.
Yeah, I took the opening print out. I'm always going to do that on a halt trade. I did try to get more shares to the long side. I was unable to get it when it did halt. That would have worked for you guys. 14.50 is the high. It's close enough to 15. You want that even to break, but if it holds that halt price to the downside, it could be worth another long. What a great long that was. It actually didn't matter where you got it. Any break, any price was good.
Yeah, no, we just got out right there at 1380, but we're still holding. So let's go, man. This is a $4 winner for ESCO right there as it keeps on going to the upside. And then check out this AMC, baby. I feel bad for the apes, but you guys have already made your money. So right there, we broke some key levels on this. Wow, what a day! I hope it is for you guys as well today. We're 5 for 5 and we're monstrous today. As look at AMC just continues to fall to the downside here, and I hate it, but ultimately, we're trading price action, and people always say we don't have to justify our positions, but I feel like sometimes we do a little bit there. But okay, so Tilray, another one here. Brennan came with that news. We identified 1720 on our sticky notes. So if you want to join me and you want to have some of these bangers with us here, they're all on here, man. So you can check those out. Yeah, apes are buying. That's great. Like, that's fine. I think I think AMC maybe on that 38 break, this may have been too much of a move down. So down to 36 and change, a lot of volume back. Only 12 million shares though on the day. So let's see what happens on that one. Alibaba now back into the money there. ESCO now 4 and change and still ripping. Let's go ESCO.
Is it really ESCO? I don't know.
It's GOCO. I think it's SG.
GOCO. I don't know.
The G is probably silent. But
okay, let's go with SGOC. Anyway, it's a 15 break. That actually wasn't that good, the 15 break. I know I said wait for 15. 14.50 was better. Yeah. I just covered some at 15.50 there. I'm actually out of that one. It's actually starting to pull back, but I'll be buying in front of that halt price at 13, so I'll be patient with it. If it halts, I think we got some opportunities there. OXBR, just to come back that I said, it could get down to those quarters. That's where I took my last out. We're shorting this one all the way into that $5 range. That sits pretty. We're not there yet on DTSS, by the way. It's actually holding up. So that last exit that we got in that little 550 area, so far so good, but it's still holding just below VWAP. This could always break back to the upside. I'm sitting in front of 5 as the bid. I don't have a bid down at this cluster, that 460 to 480. But believe me, if it gets down there, that's where I want to be taking it out. If it pops back up, I'm looking for a hopeful failure around 6 to 625, and that's the way that I would add some more shares. So yes, DTSS, the reversal made sense, and it's in the money now, but it's not like I have the monster winner on, nor have I gotten back positive after losing on the long. Give me that fill at 520 instead of running away from me, and we can get there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's what I was getting at, is that you have to have a plan of action for these stocks, because although sometimes we get out and it's like, oh, why did you cover? Why, blah, blah, blah. It's just, we have our risk plans. And so that's what I was getting at. Like, I can lose on AMC and then I still like it. You saw me yesterday with Goldman. Thank God we were still positive, not on Goldman, but on everything at the end of the day. So that kept the dream alive for us for a perfect July. Okay, 1570 now to the upside. We should have just took that out. I was going to say 1450 is my breaking spot. So for SGOC, maybe 1570 here. We'll put an offer as this is bouncing around a lot here. I'd rather this halt again, but I don't know. We'll see how far. I just feel bad. I feel like I'm going to get taken out at 1450, but I shouldn't, because I should do better than that and get out right now. But I'm going to try to let this one ride a little bit, as we are monstrous today. Give it to them, Brendan.
I was just checking on L Brands here just to see if this was all-time highs, but it's not. It's 52-week highs above that high right there, 78. So 78 up here for LB. They increased their full-year forecast as well after market yesterday. That caused that little pop there, but LB having a nice day.
L Brands, there you go. That's the name we haven't talked about. Probably not enough. DTSS, thank you. You gave me that, Phil, so we'll rein it in there. You got to be, like we said, you got to have that turnaround. I'm not going to bid in, like I said, that 460 to 480 range, but I do feel like there's a good chance that's where it could find a little bit of a bid. If I get in that chance to average in the short, I'll let you guys know. I got into BABA. I have not added to it just yet, and it did make a pop, and I looked at, oh my goodness, I look to get towards the mouth. Like, anytime you catch a level like that, I should be scalping that first dollar, and then you're looking at VWAP. I don't do it. If it gives me a second chance, sometimes the market decides to give you a second chance if you don't deserve it. I'll put the offer in there and see if we can't get another spike in Alibaba. For now, it's held that pre-market low. Just quickly going to go into this the trading time frames you can see on the 15-minute. This is also yesterday's top pre-market lows. That's why I like to dip buy in this particular price range. Don't want to break in low of the day on me. Miss V is at the big screen, all in one piece, and in some new attire. What's up?
Hey Neil, amazing news. Starbucks hit all-time highs. Do you guys have any plans to trade Starbucks today?
Oh, of course, Starbucks. Look, we did say we had to pick our spots here. Yeah, I'm sitting in. I just got Bob along. I just got Zeal along for the first time on the dip. Oh my goodness. There we go. 15-minute chart is hating me. Daily chart is going to be hating me as well. This is the Starbucks chart in the 1 minute, which will probably tell you why it's not always a trade that I'm going to be involved in. It's one of those like whip you around type of stocks. And for me, it's just not going to be, it either gives me a fantastic dip or you've already caught a break, which happened in yesterday's action at like 119. So yeah, it's on the midst of a break. If you're holding onto it for a swing, hold on for dear life. It actually would look a little bit more interesting if it broke 119 to the downside for a day trade for me. I said I would not look that gift horse in the mouth. This time I do have an offer if Baba wants to extend this bounce that it's on. Oh my goodness, it's on Starbucks? There we go. If it wants to extend this bounce that it's on, I'm looking at 214 quarter or so to try and take some out. That would allow me to rinse and repeat. That's what I would like to see. I should have done it the first time, then I would have already been able to buy some more shares again. Zila, I said that 475 range. That's where I would have that first bid in. I wanted to turn around that price. I probably should not look the gift horse in the mouth. If it keeps me a 10-cent scalp, I'll go ahead and do it, and then start rinsing and repeating on this trade. It's on the way to doing 500 million shares, something crazy today, so should probably think about getting more active in a name like Azila, pop right back in on the bid, see if it can't run back into VWAP. There was a lot of, I actually bet you, Sean, that Luis from Barcelona, he's probably crushing a stock like Zila because the way that you trade some of those breakouts with volume like this, getting in and out super actively is the way to go. Great buy and holds, great reversals, but if you can be with the trend and then getting in and out over and over again, which we can do at Day Trade the World, that's a way to make a lot more money in some of the even smaller moves. Brendo?
Speaking of reversals, that CTIB trying to go, heads up if you're watching that one. This one also was negative here to start things off, but just halted, guys. MDIA, halted upside here for that one.
All right, I'm just making sure that I do have, oh no, I do have an order in for ESCO, okay. I think a 16 is a nice one there. Look, long 11s, long 11.50, long 12, long 12.50, now we're at $15. So, I mean, this, just from a return here alone, like you're gonna get $4 now on $11. So, I mean, you're in the money 50% or 40% here, 30%, whatever the math is. We'll always say higher, right? Because we're trying to make it look like it's better. But ESCO, if we can get to 16 14.16, man. I think we should just take that out. Otherwise, we will get out if it does break this 14.50 because, I mean, the return on these trades has been incredible here. So SGOC looking to make some damage there on that return. So just making sure that we have orders out on some of these stocks. I did cancel my high break there, just to let you guys know, on Apple. So we did cancel that high break. So that's going to be gone now. We'll wait to see if it can come back in for us on Apple, and we'll take that long. Here we go. So we are going to get out of SGOC very soon if it does break back below down this 14.50. Big, huge winner, but whatever. We'll wait on that. And there goes Alibaba, man, in the money again. Another 70 cents upside on Alibaba. My out. I just have so many trades here. 214.34. We'll take that out for $1 if we can get it. But here comes Alibaba, another banger, guys. What's up, Brent?
This Verb, guys, a heads up on VERB. They're teaming up with Market America Worldwide, shop.com, to partner for some technology to shop live, apparently. So Verb on the move here, up about 15%.
Verb is the word? I don't know. That's you guys know where that's from. A little Timberland and Magoo. I haven't even said that name in a long time. Anyways, Alibaba, as Sean just mentioned, I shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Why am I quibbling over 10 cents? Like last time it spiked up to 24.38 or so and then came back down. I didn't get back in because I hadn't taken any out. So this time, why am I sitting there on the offer like 10 cents above? I'll just get it out right there. The 214 looks like we got like 16s there. So 416. Yeah, there you go. If it comes back down, I like to dip by not one more time, another time here on Alibaba. I like this price area. That's what we talked about in the pre-market. So we're going to go ahead and continue to buy the dip on this name. It's worked out so far. I see no reason to get away from it. Zila was the other one, and we'll hit this key for you. That should look eerily similar, and I told you guys it would make sense to do it. So 75 on the dip. Out 84, that's not 10 cents, that's like 9. And then back in at 76, not 75, and then back out right here in front of 485. If it breaks up to VWAP, take some more shares out probably in the low 90s, and then take some out in front of 5 even, and you guys can figure out the rest there. So scalping, a decent strategy here for you. You can even hold some in case Zila wants to make that jailbreak that it likes to do to that upside. SGOC, I like those halt prices. So look, the dip buy was fantastic. My original long, I took a hit because I bought it on the dip. Then we actually scalped some out. Thought we'd get back in on the break. I never got that break because it halted immediately. I tried to pick some shares up there. I didn't get them. Took it out. Long break, not that great because I waited for 15 instead of 14.50. But if it dips, I'm looking 13 where that halt price was. If it falls in at 13, I'm looking to catch a bounce off of that 13 level on SGOC. Hopefully it can resist a halt before it does it because that's a dangerous way to trade the stock. So on a day where it's been going good for you, you don't want to necessarily throw away that profit. Now, I got out way too soon on AMC. It's right back into VWAP. Position first and then try, oh my goodness. I just got caught yapping instead of just catching that turn on AMC. I said I got it too early. It comes right back in, fails at VWAP. I'm not chasing it too far. I just try to get those quarters to the short side. They'll cancel that order. I don't want that running back into me here. But still on that downward trend AMC. We said it could be hairy if AMC broke those lows. It was at a key level. All of that ends up being true, guys. So you have to take advantage of price action. DTSS. It does not get to where I wanted to reload, that 6 to 620, but it holds at VWAP. So if this breaks, remember I said it's like a 460 to 480, I want to be able to get out of it. I'm not at the point yet where I would be adding in the 550 to 560 range, although it's looking like it's a little bit better now. So a good morning, but there were certainly a few hairy trades in there for sure, and I'm not positive on DTSS just yet. Still needed to flush through 5 for that to happen.
All right, guys, so we'll belly dance away here. I actually got a bid now on AMC right around this. I mean, I don't know. Should we bid out of AMC here? Let's cancel it. We're right here, man. This is $1 plus in the money now on AMC. I don't know. I still think we could take out lower lows here. So let's wait to see if we can go. My bid just would have got filled. We were literally at 65 there. So we just could have got out and we didn't. So maybe we're getting a little bit too greedy on this short, but we're holding it anyways into this big day so far today. So AMC to the downside. Zila for me is not doing anything. AAL, that's another one, man. We're feeling like Superman for some of these calls. We took that 21 against us. We talked about why we liked it, and now we're getting rewarded with another high of the day day break here on American Airlines, so that continues to be good. And then, I mean, look what we're doing on Alibaba. Finally, we seek a little bit of revenge as the money train just keeps on coming in, and that's not a train, that's a wheelbarrow. So the money just keeps coming in for us today on Alibaba. We're still 5 for 5. I haven't got into anything else. We're sort of resting on our laurels a little bit here because I don't want to throw this good money into trades that I don't really see anything for. So unfortunately, Apple's still moving around. I like Apple though, but it's just bouncing. It's not, I mean, that's not a tradable event for me, that's for sure. And then we'll look at Microsoft here. Probably, wow, I love to see Microsoft when it has an 8 there. So a nice little move. What? To the downside? I thought I had bids in there. They must have got canceled because I would have had bids in this area. Oh, darn it. Microsoft there. I don't know what happened with those bids, but I'll have to look back and find out where they are. But that would have been a great long back into yesterday's closing price. That's normally a trade I have. My bad on that one, guys. Brendo.
A couple things real quick, guys. Moderna talking about a booster or possibility of a booster shot, and they're discussing manufacturing options for that. So all-time highs here for mRNA, 5.5%. Saw somebody mention Affirm as well, AFRM, back to day lows again. Remember, Apple stepping on their toes a little bit with buy now, pay later, guys.
And just to go back to a trade here, and I don't know, we can hit this. Oh my goodness, I'm supposed to hit the Brendan goat. There we go. Brendan's a goat. But like this OXBR multiple times shorted. The last one, that 930 like spike up style play. This is that pre-market low, and I said take out a bunch in front of the pre-market low. This is me taking out a bunch in front of the pre-market low. So we didn't show it to you, and I forgot to talk about it there because Zila was going on and. S-Jock or whatever we're calling that name, the symbol is going on. I haven't said it right once. You are saying it correctly, I'm sure, Sean. It happens at times. We're trading a lot of different names here. Alibaba is again finding some resistance at 2150. If it breaks VWAP, I want some out in front of the opening range. You just look at that pre-market high at like a 217.75, a 218, and then you think, okay, you could always take that out on a breakout style trade. I wanted to dip by here. It doesn't mean, I don't like it above the pre-market highs, but I will take the profit, that $3 and run if it wants to give it to me. I never got Virgin Galactic. Obviously, that first time through, I'm going to go, it might happen again. Didn't get it the first time through on Virgin Galactic, and then it pops back up, giving you a second chance. I said I'd wait for it. I chased it a little bit past 37.50 candidly here because I just missed this on AMC when it did it. So I got some shares at 45, but this is a position where have some sense. Like, yes, I do like it better in front of 38, so you're taking less than a quarter so that you have a chance to get a better price in the event that it takes out that pre-market high. But I missed that rollover on AMC, and I want to make sure I get this one on Virgin Galactic, which remains a short, believe it or not. I was going to zoom back so you can see what it did yesterday, and that pales in comparison to what it's done in the last week since that successful launch. Love you, Virgin Galactic. I don't know where to buy back into in the long term. It's probably below 35, though. At this point, anyways. I mean, it still has a chance to rebound one of these days, but just hasn't happened yet.
Just one of them days. Don't take it personal. Okay, follow me on Instagram. We did clip that talk. If you're joining us for the first time, you can follow on Instagram. I'll put it's just an easy one, Trader TV Sean. Many impersonators, but make sure you find the right one. We did put in our story today the clip about the big cap tech there. So if you want to talk, if you want to hear me talk a little bit about that, if you weren't there off the open, at Trader TV Sean on Twitter and on Instagram, and we did tweet out that talk there, or we did Instagram story the talk about our big cap there. We talked about Microsoft and a few things like that. Monica, there we go. Yeah, you guys are all over this. So there we go. So okay, Monica and Brandy, you guys may not know them, but if you don't. Not bad. From the R&B days, when R&B, I guess, meant something, now it's being run by who? Justin Bieber there, Valeria? I don't know what's going on. Oh, we have an interesting story about your green dress. You got to do that next time you're at the screen. Sure. Okay, now at the screen, in not a green dress, but a very, very handsome vest, nonetheless, is Mr. Brendan Wickens.
See my vest, see my vest.
At some point, Brendan Wickens is at the big screen. If not, just come back here, guys.
You catch me singing like "See My Vest."
We'll do it this way. Yeah, minor technical glitch. Don't worry. Let's talk about what is happening, guys, as far as North American markets are concerned. 0.4 to the upside for the S&P. You can see the Dow 0.3. NASDAQ, both the composite and the 100 leading so far. So 0.7 and 0.6 there for the composite. Nice to see tech stocks in charge. The Russell bouncing back a little bit, 0.5% to the upside. Here in Toronto, dead flat so far for the TSX. Couple of things that we were looking at in the pre-market. This Velodyne popped up on that NVIDIA collaboration news. Yeah, no love for VLDR. Back to 950 is essentially where we were trading at the end of the day. yesterday for that one. I want to mention this one as well. Delta reporting decent earnings. I mean, they did warn about some higher costs possibly going forward, but right back to these lows once again for DAL. AAL, UAL also doing decent volume so far, guys. Back over to you.
I'm gonna hit it again because Brendan the Goat, anyways, I was singing that it was like "See My Vest." You know that it's from The Simpsons. If you guys are old, you remember this. Mr. Burns had a fantastic little medley there. So that you guys catching me because I was on my look. I'm really hitting the Lamb trade or the Brendan Goat. It's on my thing. It says Brendan Lamb. It's Goat. Brendan is the Goat. I don't know why, Rob, it says Lamb on my board. We just broke VWAP. I said I would chase it a little bit, but I don't have the full position on because I wanted a little bit closer to that 38. So the 930 fade every single day works on Virgin Galactic. Almost every single day it gives you a second chance off of that high. Here we are once again. And as usual, I scalped some of the VWAP. I will definitely take out in front of that 36, currently 36.40 bottom. Probably in this 36.50 to 36.70 area. So it's a short until it's not is the only thing. Like, I don't know a better way to say it because that's exactly what's going to be true. BABA is still making that break back to the upside. So the dip buy is on and working out there. There was never a dip buy to be had. And this is the thing, right? Like, I love buying the dip, especially that 930 little play when there's good news. Sometimes you have zero chance to get it. I wish this was a true wick on AAL, but that's not true. Like, you actually had to have this above those pre-market levels, and then the only dip was into 2087. SGOC, which we're probably, I'm not in it. I wish I was still in it. I was looking for a dip. I thought 13, that whole price would get tested. It held up at 14. Now again, halted to the upsides. This is number 2. Halt number 2 for SGOC, and they've both been up. Brendo.
Speaking of halts, guys, Wilhelmina International, WHLM, was just checking on the size of this. 25 million market cap. We'll scroll down here if we can. I'll do it after. Show you this first. Was halted, just resumed, already gone 490 up to 680, guys, for WHLM.
What?
All right, WHL here. Just looking around here at some of these trades. I do have that Alibaba. I know Neil just talked about it, so I don't want to talk about the same names all the time here. But someone asked, where's my out on AAL? I don't really. I mean, honestly, I'm going to get the last piece out here on this break of VWAP. So I just want to try to hold it all the way if we can. If we do break this 13, we'll take it out for that 15 cents and then just move on. Alibaba, I mean, we're feeling like Superman today because, again, guys, like if you're following me, that's great. And if not, that's fine as well. But here's the sticky note. It's the very first note here that we talked about buying dips into Alibaba. 214 buying the dip into Alibaba. We're lucky enough to take that and then even lower, buy the dips all the way down to 212. So we're fingering it. Finger pointing it out to you guys right there. 21 break right there on AAL. And then we're also waiting for Tilray. Man, doing this live show without notes or without anything, sometimes you get carried away. But we finger point there to that trade. But Alibaba, look, it's $1.55 in the money. So I don't know where to take this thing out. We just cracked through VWAP. Maybe if we come back to the downside, we'll take it out. But I'm still excited for Alibaba even more today. Let's see if we get to 217 and change.
Interestingly enough, look what has the same chart as well. It's maybe not the same chart, but the same dip and then runner. Didi, I'm trying to gloss off. I'm chuckling up too. That was kind of funny. I'm holding it together. Didi bouncing as well above VWAP. This was a crazy flush. Anytime you see a move up and a flush at 930 like this, a lot of times I'm thinking, and I did it in Virgin Galactic, fade off of that high. So if DD gets closer to that 1270, it's going to set up for that. SGOC, it should be opened up in 1 minute or so. I want to be all over that for that reopened style of a trade. BABA good. DTSS, I want to come back to it. I said, not there yet. Now it's trying to really flush, right? So it broke back down that 580. We got into it when it got into this cluster here. That's when it was a fail break to the long side. We reversed into the short. Now it's trying to jailbreak that $5 into that 460, 480 range that we targeted. So that one in the money about $1. I'm looking a little bit more than that, Brendo.
Jefferies Financial having a decent day here. Looks like they're buying nearly 5% of, this is Japan's SMFG, buying a 5% stake here. They're also teaming up with their other side of the business as well. I'm going to read more on that, but here we go. Jeff in New York, up 10%, guys. Just made a day high there, getting up to significant levels here for Jeff as well.
Yo, what up, Jeff? Shout out to my friend Jeff. My oldest friend ever from grade 3 is Jeff. So what's up to Jeff there? People saying, yeah, that is why I'm on twice a day. So you're welcome, guys. And we'll just keep the education, entertainment, and trading here on the show. So that's fun. Thanks for that, guys. If you did want to get a little more, I did show Instagram. I'll put this on here one more time. We do have some personal stuff on there like this. You know, if there's any reasons why we should all be trading, for me, it's family, and for you guys as well. But some interesting stuff on here as well. Some sneak peeks, some stuff with Kevin O'Leary and things like that. So welcome to Instagram if you guys have it, and if follow whatever, send me messages. I try to respond to both Instagram and on Twitter, and I will show some love on Twitter. All you guys sending me your trade setups has been absolutely fantastic. I love seeing those trade setups, so keep those coming. Okay, other than that, man, I mean, Baba's still that dollar in the money. We should have got out when it broke through VWAP there, saved ourselves a little bit at 214.80. That would have been pretty sweet. AAL continues to make new highs, hopefully through 21.40. And then AMC, man, let's just get out. We talked about getting out at 36.60. We probably should have done that. It's been a big short for us today. Big wins all around. Give it to them, Brendan.
Anyone watching this Oatly, guys, there's a couple more points coming out here on this Spruce Point report. So they basically saying Oatly will never achieve profitability, according to Spruce Point management. Then another one talking about they issued a research report with a strong sell opinion. So not much of a reaction yet, but heads up if you're watching OTLY.
That's harsh. Like, never. I mean, come on now. Give him a
Never,
one.
ever.
Give him a 1% chance.
Never,
Never,
ever.
ever. Like, you
ever,
come
ever,
on,
ever.
man. Like, that's. Come on, son. Get the you know what out of here with that ish, son. Anyways, if it gets up to 21.20, we said there's only two ways I wanted to play this, and the 20 break, I mean, doesn't give you a heck of a lot. But if this stock gets back up to like a 21.20, that could be interesting for the short side of the trade. Alibaba put $1.50 in the money. DTSS, oh my goodness, there's a buyer at $5. I can tell you, I'm sitting at like that 470 range. There is a buyer at $5. It broke. First time actually they stacked a bid in front of it. It broke very, very briefly. Got marketed back up, and then the buying came right in again. Now, if I hadn't taken profit in this range already, I'd be doing so in front of 5. Instead, if it bounces upside, I will look to now short in front of that VWAP area. We'll take advantage of it. SJOC did open back up. There was that short setup trade, but I hadn't paid for shorts because we were going long SJOC this morning. It's GOC. Because we were going long, I hadn't paid for the short, so I wasn't able to get that set up. I only want it right away, so I'm not going to be getting it right here. There was a quick chance to get that 16 when it retook it, and then a scalp for $1, and then you could hold the rest for VWAP. But when you miss that trade the first time, I don't believe in chasing it the second time through. And if it holds and breaks back to the upside, watch out for another jailbreak. It still has yet to retest. Obviously it didn't retest that 13 level, guys. At this particular point, I'm looking at that halt, reopen halt, higher low at 14 even for a bit of a dip buy. I would have loved 13, but that's come and gone, guys.
I mean, Zila's not doing anything, so I can't really talk too much about it. Neo's doing a couple things. We did get out of our SJOC there at 14.50. Unfortunately, it did break. We didn't have it through 16, but if you're joining us for the first time, I mean, bang, bang, 11s and 12s all the way out right there. We just were fearful that it was going to drop below, and it did. It went to 14, but held. We were out a little bit earlier than that. We don't have it all the way to 16, so we give up essentially about $1. Or so, because I mean, I would have probably got out right here at the previous highs, so about 15.60, 15.70. I don't think you should hold this one anymore, guys. If you're in this at these levels, whatever, we'll see if it goes, but just be very, very careful of some of these highs, 13.50, 13 and change here on SJOC, because that may come through earlier than you think. So watch out for that one on the downside. And we're just looking for more trades here. Space, we talked about that earlier today. I'm a buyer in the mid 20s, but if it gets there, it gets there. Today, it's really doing absolutely nothing. I mean, we did get as low as 36.50, and now you're bouncing to the upside. To me, this is a strong look now for Space, because it should, in my opinion, anyways, probably should have continued to fall. I mean, they had the flight, and then, you know, since then, it's buy the news, right? Or buy the rumor, sell the news. So buy the rumor, sell the news. So it's already done. And now you're into this area where it wants to hold. So that's nice, man. 34 and change holding. So that's why if you can get a 38, 38.50, something like that, rip to the upside, we do like it. So I'm going to look at that right now. And that's this level right here. 38.05. We're going to go long 38.05. However, it's not enough for me to short right now. I don't even love this short here. So we'll wait. We're going to wait on Space. But guys, we didn't take it out and now we're feeling a little bit more like Superman as our net just continues to climb here, as AMC now down to its day's low, and we are $1.50, $1.80 now in the money on this low. So let's see where we go from here. We did average into Zila as well. We took that bottom print, so now our average price is 78. Let's see if we can't get Zila back into the 80s or 90s here to take some profit. But wow, this is what we have on today, man. $4 on Zila, $4 on ESCO. Lots of money already made on Zila. We're at the high of the day on AAL. AMC, we're at the low of the day, and we've got a great short on. Alibaba, we're $1 in the money. So it's been a good day, needless to say, guys. Thank you for joining us. The best trading show on YouTube.
I'd like to think so, and well, we obviously think so. And look, one of the reasons why we have Power Hour as well, because tune in 3:15. It's important. We go over some of these levels, and they matter in the next session. Where's Zila? Look, I wanted to buy the dip on Zila. I apologize for these aftermarket wicks. These are ridiculous. But we look at that 465 to 475 area, and look at the only two places that I bought on the dip. They were great in the pre-market. Once you miss it, forget about it. We bought the first dip at 75. My order was sitting there. 465 just dipped as well. So I'm continue that scalp type of idea, and we'll get some out on the way to VWAP. The only other level you're going to be watching here, and I know people will watch that pre-market low. If it takes out this, it can't hold 450. It was 420 that I liked yesterday. It's 420 I'll like today. Of course, whatever, man. It's the price. I'm not actually. That's not what's in my head right now. Although maybe it should be. SJOC. It does give you that break. Just worth noting, this is where it fell off. This is coming yesterday's action, where it rolled over hard at 17.75. So as it gets to that particular price, I had paid for shorts. Usually I want to halt trade, but that 17.75 from yesterday, not a horrible idea. A lot of people would be taking profit there and thinking about that short. We're at 480, so $1.25 in the money on DTSS. Just a little bit more, baby. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, Abe Nation won't like this, but we are still short here on AMC as it's now taking out new levels, guys. So to the downside, we've been calling this short for a while, and I know a lot of you guys on the chat were talking about AMC being done. So hopefully that our viewers are a little bit more, in tune with maybe some of these levels. If you're on a day trade, this is not a talk about a longer-term position on AMC or anything like that. We noticed the levels. We talked about this 38 just becoming so. I mean, here it is right here. It's these little levels. Right? I mean, it's really just 38.50 was the bottom yesterday. But once we broke that, and then I talked about it being at the 50-period moving average as well, that's now breaking to the downside. So where could we go from here? I mean, maybe this level, 27, is something to look at. I don't do we think it comes now? No. But is there a possibility that that comes tomorrow, or what day is today? Wednesday, so Friday maybe even? Yes. So AMC down another 8% and change today. It's been a rough ride. I don't want to cover it. We could have covered it here, like I said, but again, I'm trying to hold this on. Yesterday we had a $6 winner on Microsoft. Today, $4 or $5 on SCOCO there. Lots of money here on AMC. BOBA multiple dollar winners as well. So I think we're adding to our repertoire. Not only are we scalping like mad every single day, we have 53 fills today. Those of you that watched me earlier, you guys know I could have like 200 or 300 fills. So sometimes you got to change up the game a little bit, and we are noticing that right now with some of these calls. So very, very good. I'm very happy with this AMC short. Sorry about it, Ape Nation, but you did break a key level there. What's up, B?
Just saw Lulu popping up here, guys. Day highs through 383. It looks like a little volume spike coming in there. Not a ton of volume on this one, but Goldman initiating with a buy, 447 target on that one. So 383 at the top there for Lulu.
And I will go with, I'll call it case closed because I haven't really used this one in a while. Virgin Galactic, I would just move my bid in there. But that DTSS, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. It's right in that cluster, my target range that I wanted, so we're going to take that trade out. I think there's a decent chance it pops back up and this can continue to be a further fade, but it hasn't really given that shot off of VWAP there. So, look, I had the idea, before we add the long, the first thing I said was that below 580, it's going to be a short, right? It breaks that level. I got to be thinking about shorting it. So we end up putting that trade on. That's going to be the winner for you, not the long trade. Zila, we maybe did look a gift horse in the mouth on this bad boy. I could have taken another leg out here at that 75 range. I didn't. Now we're coming right back to that 465-ish area. So I do want to still be adding here, but Zila is starting to show some chinks in the armor. Kinks in the armor? 420 is that level from here. So you don't want to break in 450 if you're a scalp trader. Alibaba starting to come back as well a little bit. That's on the New York, of course. I thought we were going to break and hold above VWAP, get that 216-ish area, get like $2.50 to $3 worth of a win. We're headed right back to that 213 low. I will buy the dip at that price and pretty much nowhere else because that's only one entry that I had. I tried to get back in. I had that bid after I was able to take profit. I'm going to do the same thing here again if Alibaba wants to cooperate. And SJOC, wow. I don't have another adjective for it. About to break that 18 level to the upside here. It could halt again on an 18 break, so I want to be ready for that one if it does go. If it fails an 18 break, looking back for like a 16 to 1650, if it can resist halting downside, that'd be good for a little bit of a buy opportunity in the event that 18 holds, which it hasn't.
Yeah. So what's just happened to me right there? I'm not sure. It got filled. Oh no, nothing happened. Okay, good. Okay, just looking through some of these. We'll do them real quick. We've already talked about some of these already, but we'll go stock market junkie. Good little look there. James, nice look. I like that little setup. But Brian James here wins. Nice one. And a cell phone. So he's trading on his cell phone. Can't do what we're going to do here on that, but good little look there for Brian James as we continue to go to the upside here on some of these stocks. We'll get back to this as we go because Alibaba's now at that key level where we don't need any of this to break for us. So watch out here with Alibaba down to 313. We are long still, 313.34. So yeah, again, over and over again, that VWAP continues to reign supreme. So we should have got some out there. That's my bad on that one, guys.
Yeah, and I'm just staring at SJOC. Look, was it Scott H? Like, how am I missing on SJOC? I only got two hands, and I missed some good opportunities on the dip buys and was not fast enough to get over to it. There was a short opportunity that I had in there, and I hadn't paid for the locates because my first look was going to be the long side. There's a battle waging at 18. I thought there was a chance we'd pull back off of that. Shane D, thank you so much for the super chat there. Let's get Ms. V a nice little coffee with that as well. And of course, it's not about that. We just love trading. And we love bringing it to you guys. That's why we stick to the movers and shakers and answer as many questions as we can get to. But in a day like today, it is easy to miss out on opportunities. We said that in our prep that there was so much to look at. Plenty of names, small cap. There was earnings to watch. It was AMC back on the docket today. Virgin Galactic, we barely even got to that one, to be honest with you guys. It was I candidly missed out on this trade in Virgin Galactic because I was talking about so many other things. I'm like, a lot of times doing the prep for you guys live reminds me of the orders I want to put out. We never got to that Virgin 930 rollover. It gave me a second chance here at a worse price, and it's still in the money, but it's not as good as getting that first trade. So I did have it on my list to watch. There's just a few other names that were making bigger moves, and then DTSS came out of nowhere last minute, and you had to get into that because the volatility was so good. You got to chase that opportunity when a mover like that pops into your chest or pops into your docket. So we got over to DTSS. Long didn't work. The short was fantastic. Did get back into Virgin Galactic. It's running away from my bid here at 36.57 a little bit, but the trend is your friend in Virgin Galactic, and I probably haven't shown you this one in a while. Yeah, I mean, until it's a long, right? Just keep shorting every single pop. You're not getting these like $10 moves anymore, but hey, winners are winners, and they're chicken dinner winners. We're going to Brendan for the small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, busy morning. Lots to look at in small cap world. We talked about this one right before the open. This Minim Incorporated, a little software company, 10% still, but well off the highs. Obviously, 660 was the very top I talked about. $6 or 610 up to about 625. Was that last little point of rejection. As I was saying before the open, it didn't feel like this was going to bounce, and sure enough, it did not. So 420 now at the bottom. This was about 520, 525, gave you all kinds of opportunities. So straight to the downside for that one. JZXN, the way that this went up, it certainly didn't feel like it was going to come back this far, but once this little pivot broke to the downside, 720, so the initial pullback held around 720. We got to bounce back to 750. As soon as that broke, that was enough for me. So I started working into the short on JZXN. This is 520, so just like 7 all the way down to 520. So a nice trade for JZXN. OXBR, this one has been kind of sleepy, not really doing much. I was just watching this last little resistance point from the pre-market, 480. Comes up, tags that at the open. We're now making day lows through 4, but a bit of a grinder for OXBR. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, quickly, because we just got sidetracked there a little bit. What's up to Anthony? Thank you for the great picture there, great setup. And then also to Elena, thank you so much for that one. New trader alert for Elena there. Good job on that one. And then I found the best setup ever. Ian right here, working, what is that, at NASA there? Yeah, you may not be allowed to trade if you're working there. And if you are working there, give me some tips there on Virgin Galactic there, and we'll see what's going on with that to the space and beyond, I guess, as we continue to go. Okay, we did empty out of some of our Zila there because it's just going down. So we got long at 65. We got out. We're holding a very, very small piece. I'm not going to. We've already made money on this name. Not that we're trying to keep it perfect today, but you know, it just doesn't. It looks like it's going to fail. So this is another level here. We'll hold on to a small piece just in case, but I'm not loving this name. Just needless to say here on Zila as we get to go to the downside now. Other than that, man, AMC. Let's just recover on this a little bit. We are now at day's low, and AMC is a $2 in the money winner there. So Superman has re-entered the building, and we're going to get out if it breaks back above 36.20. So look, I mean, the apes could come back for sure. So we're going to get out right now at 36.20 if it does break downside or back upside. Put this $1.70 in our pocket right now on that. So otherwise, we'll let it go to the bottom. Brendan's got more.
Heads up on Delta, guys. The other airline that reported, looks like the call is on right now. So a couple things coming out. As far as the call is concerned, CEO talking apparently. So Delta making a move here. Tried to hold 41 there. We're back to 42 on some volume.
So this is where you got to watch, like, I mean, AAL again, finger point time, guys, finger point time. AAL, $21, right? There's the bid. There's one time and in. This is what you guys have been asking for. You've been asking for trades like this, like one time in, give me the levels, give me what you guys want. That hence created Sticky Note Nation. So what's up? Sticky Note Society still remains supreme there. If you guys are looking for one ins, one outs, key levels, things like that I'm going to be trading off of, there's another one, AAL. So what a difference a day makes. Yesterday we were chasing Goldman Sachs to the downside all day long. When we were long, it was chasing us out of our position. And then now today, you can see here, yeah, look, this was yesterday. This is me buying Goldman, la-di-ya-di-ya. Thank God we had this bid at 373 and we were able to take some out here. 375, 376, or else it could have been absolutely disastrous. We were able to bring our net all the way back to positive on the day, but not on Goldman. Some of those levels that held yesterday, 372. So a quick look back, we dipped down to 375 today. Goldman Sachs looking much stronger today than on its earnings day.
And look, DCSS, yeah, on the move there a little bit, bouncing off of that level. Good thing we got out of our target area. We talked about that one on DTSS, but SJOC, first significant move back in off of 19. It gets to like this 1650 area. I'm looking for halt prices now was at 1620, so it doesn't quite get there. That's the dip that I'm usually going to like. I almost wanted to flush this pullback, 1655. It stops people out, and then it kind of opens up the gates for there to be a bit of a long in front of that halt price. After it's taken some people out, and then that relieves the pressure back into the upside. So that would have been the idea here. It hasn't quite gotten that far yet, but SGOC certainly on the radar. I can tell you that Zila, come on Zila, where is NASDAQ? There we go, there's NASDAQ. There's Zila breaking that low of the day, that pre-market low. So the dip buy is good, good, no good. Now it's heading lower. Next level on Zila is that we talked about 4 to 420, but it's not me like it's not a marijuana thing, guys. It's actually, this was 420 on the low yesterday. Yeah. And then you have this 4, which is previous resistance. So that is going to be the next target area. That's why you can't continue to buy that far away from that price. And once it breaks the low, you got to look to that next area of support if you want to be a scalp trader. For me, that's that 4 into that 420 where I would start a new position on Zila. BABA, I mean, it can't go more than $1.50 in the money. I mean, I think it can. It just hasn't been able to do so yet. So I continue to hold that trade. It's been good, and at some point I might have to take the profit where it is, but we're not there yet. It's only 10:30. Plenty of time for BABA to get up to that 216 level.
So reverse diamond hands right now because this has just been a big trade for me today. And again, I do feel like I feel bad. I mean, we're doing the show to make money, obviously, and teach you guys some of the ways that Neil and I have here. But AMC, I do know, is a long position for a lot of you, and I can't. I'm cheering because we're winning on the day. But again, that big level broke. We've been tweeting it out. I mean, I keep all my sticky notes for at least 2 weeks. So they're all here. And then we review some of them daily to find out what's going on. And I don't remember the last time I wrote about a long here on AMC, but I can review. There probably is some. But there we go to the downside right now, taking out day's low again on AMC. And we still are short right here. It was the banger that we had. We talked about 38. We talked about it all the time on the pre-market show. And then we got, remember when we got in, it was 9:32, and I was like, uh-oh, I don't know if I like this, because we were up to 39, and then we crashed lower, but it just has not been able to recover now. So 35.70 maybe is going to be an out for me on AMC. I mean, we did talk about this as being an out, but I don't want to give this much back now. It's just been a big trade for me. So 35.70, if that takes that out, maybe we'll get out of AMC on the way back upside. But the big day just keeps on getting bigger. So I don't know. Will we hold it? Will we not? Who knows? A good out there for me for sure on Zila. We took it there. We got out right there. So again, this is why we can have these positive days over and over again. And again, it's not about gloating. It's about having a risk plan so that when you win, you can hold on to some of these trades for a while, right? Just like this ESCO right there, right? I mean, I made way more money on this than obviously I'm losing. I mean, it's not even, I mean, now that I look at it, I've made 10 times more money, literally 10 times more money on SGOC than on Zila, right? And so a part of that is because we lost on that last part. But again, you know, you got to have your money management and take the trades responsibly. And you know, that's what we're doing. Like, look at this Alibaba in there, out for that winner, in again, out for half for that winner again. And now we hold for those big moves, right? Like that Microsoft $6 winner helps me, you know, breathe a little bit easier when we have those Goldman losers. So things like that just helps. AAL, we're getting ready to get out of this, man. I mean, this was a big rip up to 2160. Should have got out when it broke back down below 50. Delta, like Brendan mentioned, having their call right now. So maybe there's something with that, but I don't want to hold this one too long. Let's get out if we break down below 2140, guys, and put 40 cents in our pocket and just, you know, end this great trade off right now with a 2140. I'll do a little bit more work, but right now I'm looking at that level.
And here comes that SGOC. I see DD, guys. It did get up towards that top and failed at 1270 again, so it is going to set up. But SGOC coming back into that 16 range, that halt price that we talked about. This is that miss of that flush. It's bounced off you up a couple times, but remember, the first time through at 11, you had to give it a little bit more room. So as we break 16, I'm going to try and get in shares on that fail break at 16. There we go. It just got some at 16.15. If it bounces through, this was the halt. This is that range, right? So the halt price, 16.10, essentially long right there when it just bounced. And then you look at that bottom of the range at 15.15. That is as good as you could have gotten on that short trade that I would have had on had I actually paid for the locates in time. Now we got that long bounce. If it comes into this cluster, we'll call it like 1670 up to about 1750. That's where you got to catch that first reversal, or at least I will be looking to get some of that out and then see if it can't reverse to that high. Now, will I add to the position if it bounced off 15? For sure, giving it some room to do that. But if it doesn't bounce, if it doesn't get through VWAP, I want to make sure I can take profit in this particular range. A lot of times when you're trying to get that bounce play, there is no perfect entry point, but you sometimes have to let it travel through. And I like that halt bottom. I guess the halt reopen bottom, I should be saying here, at 15.15 for that cover. I'm still in BABA. I'm still in OXBR somehow. I didn't take it all out. I mean, I said I'd take just about, like, I'd take most of it out in front of 4. So I'm really at this point holding on to 10% of the position. It is now at 370, which is kind of crazy. It's a 337 stock in yesterday's close. So just keep in mind, this is 363. That is yesterday's top, before the post-market action. That is where I will get out of all of this OXBR position in front of that 363.
Guys, I mean, I just go, oh, there, because AMC just cracked lower again. Now we're almost $3 in the money as we're going to try to take out 35. Now, I mean, we did a couple, my lines are gone now? Oh, great. Okay, so we did draw a couple lines on the charts there, and I was looking at 27, 28 as a possible spot where this could bounce. So we'll wait to see if that's going to be true. I really, for majority of people, I hope that that's not going to be the case. But again, thank you for the love and the support on the chat. People just talking about, you know, trade your own game. So that's what we're going to do. And we always talk about how much we love our viewers here. And I think Hisham, you got a good one here. Possible short below 2280. So now we're thinking alike, Hisham, which is scary. You don't want to think too much like me. There we go, though. The Bears are in, as there's the $3 winner on AMC to the downside. It just keeps on kicking, man. Bang, bang, bang. Downside still holding that one. It's a $3 winner now, as watch out below on that name. Zila, we got out a little bit there. Like I said, we're holding some for that moon, but you talked about CCL there, so let's have a quick look. I do like this level. If you look at a 3-minute chart here on CCL, this 2280, man, yeah, that's good. I like that level. That's going to be good for a break. Let's see if that does come through on the daily, though, here for CCL. There's not much here on the daily, Hisham, but there could be something happening on CCL. I believe there was some news there today on CCL about 40 new itineraries coming. I don't know if that's an Italian cruise line. I have to look to see. Maybe Brendan can find that news. But CCL, it looks like good news. Like 40 new itineraries should be good. But we'll watch to see that 2280. Here it comes, looking to break right now. I will take a baby short off that, guys.
Absolutely not. I just had to pay for DD shorts. Whatever, it's less than 1 cent a share. It's getting up towards that high again, so it's testing 12.75 over and over. SGOC has been bouncing but failing at 16.50. Now that's that bottom end of the range is 16.50. Well, it's more like 16.70, but close enough up to that 17.50 that I said we take some out. So if it breaks through that, I want that momentum on that break into that range, because there's probably some people that shorted a break like this, maybe off that break of that little cluster, and maybe their stop is there. I think that momentum would get me some out. Needed to bounce off here. I love the fact that we're holding at VWAP and we're consolidating at this range. Does give you that opportunity for the further breakout. But remember, 15, that has to be the swap. For me, it's a stop. It doesn't have to be for any of you guys. We trade our own way here, guys. I'm letting you guys know live what I'm looking at. Alibaba is starting to get a little bit freaky here. I'm going to cancel this bid because I do want to get in off a bounce of this low, but I actually want it to bounce off a level first, make a higher low, and then get me into position. So I'm going to cancel my bid on BABA, allow it to come back into me, and then get into position. This is what I was talking about, DD. Battling at 12.75. It's tested a couple times here. This is a hard fail off the top, and a big reversal, by the way. So somehow DD, for whatever reason, they're both up 2%, but DD actually at the high of the day. This is what I want BABA to be doing. I want to get out in front of the high and then catch a breakout. But DD is doing it and BABA is not. I'm less of a believer, and that was just some fake nonsense on still SGOC in the money. But DD, someone's messing around on this bid. I want to be able to show you guys live. See these stacked 10,000 orders that are in here like 12.65? Yeah, they keep putting them and then pulling them, some algo or whatever, messing around with it. There is an offer stacking up as well, so I feel like somebody wants it to hang out in this range for a little bit so they can put a position on. I'm kind of thinking the same thing, but that ain't me on the bid, faking it around here, holding it at the high of the day on DD. Brendo?
Yeah, just reading the story on CCL, there wasn't much of a reaction there. It is kind of to the downside today, but here we go. 49 destinations, guys, talking about 40 new 2021-2022 itineraries. These are transatlantic trips, so starting in Europe, coming to the US, and then down into the Caribbean as well. But heads up. For CCL, it's 10:30 right now. Let's get a check on actually past 10:30. Miss V, we are late. Tell everyone what's going on over in Europe.
Hey, Brandon, European markets are mixed with travel stocks are among top decliners. Lufthansa trading in Germany is down more than 1% after it said that passengers number is currently around 40% of pre-pandemic levels, and the company is aiming to reach 70% by the end of the year. Back to you.
Yeah, some of the comments coming from airlines so far, guys, as far as earnings are concerned, positive when it comes to those pre-pandemic levels and capacity for them.
And two things. One, we'll do the whiz action because of that 12.65. Yeah, when that went, I just hit it to the short side. Why wait around for it? When it breaks level like that, children level 2, those 10,000 orders, hit that level, got 65. So it's different from like a break of a key level because what you're looking to do, because it's not SSR, is actually remove liquidity from the bid in that particular case. So you're getting 65 instead of getting 63 or 64 when it breaks. This was the last pullback off the high of the day. The bottom was at 51. I got one bid at 56, and I threw another one at 51. The rest I'll take it about VWAP. If it goes back up and tests the high, that's a bit of a strong move because that's failure. Already dipped once, break, and then fail. Testing again, that's not an average in. If you've done it the first time, yes. The third time, which in theory it's like the third time through, so I'll treat it as such and not take that short on DD if it goes one more time there. OXBR. Oh my gosh, I did it. I gotta keep hitting it when I do it, but OXBR, That last out that I talked about, it was like 373 was where it was just above 363 is where it closed. I parked my bid in front of 70s, thinking that that was going to be close enough. It's starting to turn, guys. I don't want this to get away. I'll throw a trail at like 390. If it breaks 390, I'm out. Otherwise, get out in front of that 365. That was yesterday's high in OXBR.
Okay, so just an update here, 35.25. We're going to get out of AMC if it does break above this 35.25 level. So I just don't need it. I need it. We need all the longs and all the wins we can possibly take. But I don't really want to hold this one too far back. It's just been such a big move, down 11%, man. And just even on here, this is a 10%. We have a $3 move here on a $30 name. So this is a big move. We almost have the whole move here today. So we want to be rewarded a little bit on this trade if we can, just like we've been rewarding ourselves on everything. We rewarded ourselves on SCOCO there. We didn't wait for that 19. That came back and forth again. AMC for that as well. Shout out to Elena again. She's very happy that I shouted her out on the show. So what's up one more time? And thank you guys. I can't just show all the setups, but I will like them all. So if you guys tweet those at me, that's great. There goes CCL. So thank you to Hisham there, I believe. Sorry if I lost your name there, but there we go. Now we're short on CCL off that good look. I like that. Brendan talked about some cruise lines there. We got confirmation on the story, but we're just trading price action here because realistically, this story should have been almost a positive thing, I would have thought. But right now we are going to go short 78s. We tried 80s. We get 78s, so a little bit of slippage down there. Now down to 74. Where can we go from here on CCL? Let's take up a 3-minute chart quickly just to see. There's nothing on a 3-minute, so let's not do that. What about a 20-minute here? Goes back to these levels. So this is why we look at them. It's 76 again. So yeah, this may be a little bit of trouble, but here we go, guys. A nice little winner for us on CCL. Thank you guys for pointing that out to us. Now in the money, that 10 pennies. We'll probably take a dime and then hold the rest. Good look there, Hisham, I believe it was.
Was that CCL? There was one from yesterday that I'll get out of the way. This has done nothing, that Smile Direct. Man, that's a weak one.
Smile Direct, yeah.
Remember yesterday there was a lawsuit. They were trading on the lows of the day, and we're saying if it breaks that bottom, it's going to be like an absolute bloodbath. This is like that 715. You kind of go here to the daily chart, and I was just noticing it did trade below before, but that's the level I'm looking at, 715. Oh, there goes SGOC. It just finally broke through that and held below that 15, so I'll give that one up. I love the dip buy much more than I like the breakout, so I'll give it up on SGOC. I think 14 is another good level. But I was trying to get at here is this 715 area on the daily chart would have been an absolute bloodbath on Smile Direct. There's nothing to it would get cut in half if it goes any lower than that, at least momentum-wise when it comes to support. So it hasn't done much. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be one today, and I had it written down. During lunchtime or close to it, that's one of the times a day where I want to go back to my list, and anything that I haven't gotten into or has not given me an opportunity, I want to go back to it. This is DD here. It got that 51 print. The rest I want out in front of VWAP. I'm not averaging back into this one. There's no secondary trade for me because I missed it 1 and then 2. So this would have been the 3rd time you're testing that high on DD. And usually when you're playing one level, I like to try it 3 times, and that's going to be it for me. So no more shorts on DD through that high of the day. It could always break VWAP, and then you're shorting it off of those lows, but that would be another story, guys. OXBR, I got my stop in there, but it's this SGOC. There's no way I'm done with this stock. But we did have that long in the dip. I liked it better than the breakouts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 5 times we've gotten this one to the long side, but this was the biggest position I had on. It breaks the low, it breaks that halt range and holds below that price. When it clusters, I have to get out. If it breaks down to this 13 area, that halt price, yeah, you're going to see me go long one more time. Well, another time here in SJOC. I will not say one more time because there's almost no way at 1040 that this thing is done. 60 million shares, plenty of liquidity, plenty of action. I think I missed a top at 19. If it had been 20, I probably would have looked at it. But this did not give that halt reopen short setup, so I've been only looking dip buy. Brendan's at the big screen because it's already time for Sector Watch. Market's up, but it feels like it's been a quiet one overall somehow, Brendo.
Relatively, doesn't it? Let's talk about what is leading at this point. We are indeed in positive territory, 0.25% here, but there is some negativity to be aware of, mostly from the banks. So a lot of the individual banks, first off, BAC leading there 4.5% to the downside, but diversified financials, even some of the insurance companies in negative territory. So offsetting some of the strength here, energy stocks as well in the red. We were talking about in the pre-market a little bit of a pullback for oil today, 2.5 for Oxy, MPC there, 2.5% to the downside as well. We talked about Twitter early on, still holding up 3%. Netflix right beside it there, having a nice day, 1.8%. Tech stocks, though, are in fact in the lead as far as strength goes. IBM standing out here, 0.77 to the downside. Among the decliners, ENPH as well in the semiconductor group to the downside, 1%. Skyworks, though, QCOM, TER and QRVO leading the way as far as the semis are concerned. Look at AAL. I can't remember the last time AAL was up 7% on a day, guys. It's been a while. Nice look, though, for AAL, UAL right below it there, 2.5% to the upside. But that being offset by some of the capital goods. So, yes, industrials are positive, but only just, which is why the market is positive, guys, but only 0.3. Back over to you.
So you guys know how much of a family man I truly am, I hope. Anyways, here's my main man here. He's 9. He's taking a Unity coding class. So he's coding a new game. And this is part of the stuff that he is learning. So like, I have no idea about any of this kind of stuff, but spawning this and that. So he's about ready to create some games up here. So it's a Unity summer camp that of course he's doing from home there. And check out the keyboard. That was a Christmas present that I got him. He likes that. And this monitor is like so crazy huge. But there it is, Unity. I don't know if any of you guys are using that, but we can definitely check out Unity. On that note, we didn't get out of our CCL, by the way. It does go all the way down to 70s. We waited there for that dime and didn't catch it. But Unity, I believe it's just N or U, right? I wanted to buy this name, and unfortunately, just like I wanted to buy Snowflake, I was calling Snowflake Baby Palantir, and we didn't get into that. Look at Unity, man, just a recent IPO here, all the way upside. Okay, this is what I was going to tell you. It went all the way to the upside. It's going to look like a lot of these things, like an Affirm or like some of those other names there that's come out and gone all the way back down, like a Snowflake, like a Coinbase and all that. But this had a great IPO. 68, guys, all the way to 170, and then back down here to 80 again, and now back up again. So Unity, good little piece there. I'm glad my man is learning all about coding. This is what you got to do with the youngins, guys.
Absolutely, 100%, 1,000% agree with that. I did look a gift horse in the mouth before the first time in OXPR. I'm not going to do it again. I'm out of this position. Is case closed. We're going to hit. This time we'll hit the bear. I always hit I'll mix it up and hit the bull instead of the bear because they're next to each other. But yeah, it's a short position. So OXPR, that's the bottom. 363 was yesterday's close. Well, sorry, not yesterday's close, but yesterday's previous high right up here. So as it dips down there, I think it could run into some possible support. This was just an activist investor coming in. I think this was on the watch list, of course. Not everything we trade is going to be on our free watch list, but believe me, it's a good place to start, especially on a day like today where it ain't about necessarily the market. It's about finding the names that are actually moving, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that here today. Got a couple of ideas that we're in the pre-market, some that we're after. This one's set up nicely for both. It gave you a trade in the pre-market before we even came on. We were talking about this in the chat, and then it came up at 9:30 for that 9:30 pop kind of idea. I'm always looking for this setup every single day, right? So it was great on Virgin Galactic basically every single day since the launch, and then it was great on OXBR. Every time I see it, I'm going to try and make that play here, and it gives it to you. It's over $1 on that move, so we're happy to be able to take it, although the most we got out was in front of 4, like we said we would. That was that pre-market low and that post-market dip buy opportunity around $4. I'll always cover a bunch in front of a level like that when I get a chance.
There we go. I saw that you offered, someone there said they work for Evolution. Here it is right here. What up, Matt? Work for Evolution Gaming. So I just told him that he got a job offer from Evolution Gaming. So we'll see what he says for that. I don't know if you hire 9-year-olds. I don't recommend it. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. He's all over that stuff. And my other kid, I actually have a 19-year-old as well doing computer science and engineer and business. I don't even know what he's doing at Waterloo. So good job for that. And hopefully they can go back to normality at some point. Yeah, Sean, you're making a lot of friends shorting AMC. Yeah, not many of them, that's for sure. But there's the out right there. So that's $3. We took that. We put that in our pocket. Short 38, out 35, 25. So, you know, 270 there in the money, put it in our pocket. Now we go away. Now I can have friends again as this can go back up to the upside now. I think that was basically a perfect out for me. We kept letting it go down. I mean, it's not perfect P&L wise, But again, like, you know, it could have broke even lower and then I would have held it, right? So again, I could always get out and be super conservative there. But like I said, I'm trying to hold some names that I believe have runner potential. And obviously AMC does have that. And that's why we're just putting a lot of these wins in our pocket today and really, really liking what we're doing on the show. So Zila, we still have a piece of that. We talked about getting in there and then getting out there. So we still have a piece now. So this was like, look at this hit. That's 466, right? And then we get out at 58. So that's 8 cents of a loser there. Now we're long at 66 and it's at 71. So we're making it right back. However, we did get out at 2/3 there. We're only holding 1/3. So realistically, this needs to get back to VWAP for this to be a winning trade. So, you know, we're always being truthful about our trades. And that's just another one of those examples right there. Those of you asking where my out is on AAL. I mean, again, we'll dap it up. We gave you that 2140 level. Right there. Now we're back down to 21.25. So there we go. So we put that money in our pocket as well on AAL today. SCOCO's been a great trade for me. Alibaba, we're still in it. Probably we should not be, as it's just bounced around VWAP twice there. We should have got out. But Alibaba's been a big winner for me today. The only one we're pending on right now is an idea that was given by you guys. That makes no difference. I researched it. Be responsible for your own trades. I took this one. We are short CCL, and it's out of the money, a whopping 5 cents. So right now we'll watch CCL as it's going to go to the upside. Now, I will reshort this, but again, CCL can get some momentum through. So I don't know. If this can break through 23 again, we'll get out. So we will take a 20-cent hit on this trade, but I will average in one time up around here, 90s or so on CCL.
And I just answered this one in the chat, but it's actually worth going over. And I apologize for doing this because I said it's a setup I look for just about every single day, that 9:30 pop. But you know what? We have first-time viewers. People are like, yeah, well, where's your stop? What's your strategy? So first things first. I always want to limit averaging in or try not to do it at all before 9:30. Now, every now and then, you're going to get on that open, you're going to get a price that you might like, but I got one time on a break there, and we really held off until it tests, and I was short at this price before 45, it tests that lower consolidation high, right? So it tests the lower consolidation high and you catch it on the way down. That's an important thing for me. I don't want to be getting in on the way up. That's usually when I get myself into trouble. So you wait for that turn. That's where you get the bulk of your shares. At least 50% of what you have should be around that rollover. 2 places to put the stop. I said in the pre-market, I had mine at 5. That's because it had the 5 breakdown earlier. Perfectly reasonable to have a tighter stop at 490 in that particular case. And from that to Virgin Galactic, which was a similar trade here, although I didn't catch it today. We did have this in yesterday's action. We had the day before when it did it, but today's was a little bit different because there was so much to look at. When that one pops in, your actual pre-market high is sitting at that like 38.20 area, or sorry, 38.15. I will put the stop at 38.20, and it's the same kind of structure. You can be sitting in it, although I wouldn't do it with a highly shorted squeeze type of or meme name like a Virgin Galactic. You do it usually with the smaller cap names. You could be sitting in that short if you want it, 37.50. Usually I'm just waiting for Virgin Galactic to make that pop. You have to be watching the stock that you want to do this on, level 2 up, ready to go at 9:30 if you're putting that trade on, because it comes up pretty fast. And then you're trying to catch that reversal right here. So you want like 37.60 to like 70, maybe 75 if you're really, really good. If you get the top, fantastic, because it turns right here at 38 even. Your stop goes at that high of day. You can give an extra 5 or 10 cents or give it to that quarter if you really, really like it. But once you get that in, you're into it. You might get a second shot at it. I always say in the second try, it should be for less shares or a tighter stop. Either way, you want to be risking less the second time through and then probably not even taking it a third time off of that level if it even gives it to you.
All right, we just got into that CCL there as I messaged Miss V. Okay, Alibaba, Zila bouncing around a little bit as well. Yeah, so we're into that CCL. Damn it. I really wish this trade would have worked out because we did talk about it there. And we did go back to another area there that we like. So this was like a 2-day break on CCL basically. Normally I like it a little bit more than 2 days because yesterday was 85 and then the day before that we had 75. So these were good breaks and you can go back here to February February and see some levels there as well. But generally speaking, if you're going to do like a multi-day break, it kind of needs to be, even though multi-day, it does need to be more than 2 in my opinion anyways. But again, not afraid of this trade. It's just we do have to get out of it. I do want to talk about that. If it does break above this 23 level, I'll be gone. You know what? I might give it to VWAP. I mean, what's 5 more cents into this kind of a day? So let's give it up to VWAP 23.05 just to give you guys a good idea of where we got out. AAL was a good out for us as well. You know, we're actually not negative on any stocks today, guys. So so far so good here as we go. Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at what is moving around so far in the world of FX. Here we go. New Zealand. The Kiwi making big moves today, up 1.3%. You can see we came back recently to these support areas and held nicely. Big bounce today. This is a daily chart, heads up. So big move today, 1.3% after their central bank said quantitative easing has begun already in New Zealand. So strength coming back into those. Look at cryptos here at the bottom. Nice move for Ethereum, back above 2,000, holding, in fact, above 2,000, 3%. Bitcoin and Ripple also back to the upside. Everything else basically either bouncing back or coming off a little bit after big moves that we saw yesterday that followed that inflation number. So the euro back to the upside, British pound 0.5% back to the upside. Canadian dollar was up more than this earlier, but has come back to right around 80. These two both negative today. Japanese yen, Swiss franc to the downside, guys. But nice day overall. Decent moves for currencies as well.
Bills? I love, look, I don't know. I don't love the Swiss franc per se, but there's a song that I absolutely love. Every single time I hear it, I just think bills, foreign, Swiss francs. Before I die, I want my money in a Swiss bank. And that, like, it shows you how old I am, because I guess that's not really a thing anymore. But me getting out at the top, and I was about to tweet this one, and I will, but I'm also going to explain it here. I just mentioned on that setup, you miss it the first time, you can play it the second time through. The third time is usually going to be your last charm. DD breaks the high, so we did get that rollover. I would probably not have even liked this trade were it not for that bid that was holding the price up at 1265. Showed you guys level 2 and said, instead of fading into it here, I'm literally hitting that bid and then getting out on the way down towards VWAP. I got a couple of legs out, did not get the third. I had nothing on this consolidation because I told you guys there's no way I want it the third time through or the last time through. It breaks the high. DD, maybe this is the day. I don't know, man. It's probably, well, it's not controversial to say it's easier to get long in Alibaba in the long term and then hold it than in DD, which I think has a lot more risk. But I own Uber, which is doing absolutely nothing, and they own 13% of DD. So already exposed to it. So we'll go with that as the only reason why I can't figure out where to buy this thing. It's like an 80-something% market share they have in China and ride-hailing, which seems fantastic. A lot of their numbers look good, but the prospectus also did say lots of regulatory risk. Not everyone wanted to read through it. It was certainly there, and I'm showing you the chart here just because watch out for this 1320. Obviously, there's a big gap fill there when over the weekend they got crushed on the beginning of that, I guess, rumpus that they had with the regulators, of course, coming down on them, getting pulled. So 1320 does stand out as a big level. It gets there. You got to be thinking fade and break. I think we're going to have a decent shot of getting to that 1320 today. Hopefully we get a chance to do it live. If we trade that level during lunchtime or any other time, we'll let you know how it went. But hopefully we get a chance to do it live at 3:15 when we come back for you for Power Hour, which you know is going to be good.
You know, Power Hour will be lit. Skoko there. I know people talking about that still. Not a rough one at all today. It's been a pretty good one. Just looking at some levels, we did get that one halt there. We haven't really halted since. We halt there, I guess, and then we halt there. Since then, nothing. But what about a 1650 break on SGOC? So watch out for that break right there, 1650. Possible long spot on SGOC. Man, like I only have 72 trades today, but it's been a really, really super fun one today, guys. Thank you for all the tweets at me for the trade setups. Those were really super cool. I'll be looking at more and more of those. And we can review all of our trades, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 on AAL, 1 time in, 1 time out, bang. That's going to be a big trade. One of my largest trades of the day. We walk on water now with AMC Entertainment. That's been, I mean, that basically the biggest trade there. Probably going to be the trade of the day, I guess. Alibaba as well. We continue to get bang, 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 win on that one. I'm just reviewing them all for you. The only loser that we are going to have on right here, it looks like, is going to be CCL. But hey, guess what? We're right back in the money on that one. So Diamond hands or not, man, that was a good average in. Now it puts us right back to flat. That's putting us in the money. SGOC, what else can I say about that? That's another one. These are just all the trades I've made. And then Zila right now, position pending on this. This could be a negative trade for us, but if we get back up to VWAP, as I've explained, we'll be okay. So there's me today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names. Position pending, 5 for 6 with Zila, maybe a 6 for 6 day. How are you guys doing? I hope it's been a good one, as we have lots of fun here every single day on the show. Thank you for watching what I believe is the best show on YouTube, trading or not.
Yeah, why not, man? I think it's a fantastic show, but we're a little bit biased. Obviously, we bring our passion to you guys every single day. There's a few other things that we do every single day. We try to get to like what is going to be moving and what's actionable. I've already told you, you've got to tune back in for the afternoon show. There's one last symbol I'll talk about, and we're going to get into earnings in a quick second. That DTSS. So this one is pie in my face, and I'm not going to do the pie in my face. I'm going to hit this one because I deserve a face slap. For this. I did say DTSS, of course, it was a good short off that 580 when it finally rolled over. I failed long. There were multiple opportunities, and I said I wanted to short off VWAP. It got very close, not quite. I never got it. It is now broken even lower. So we said when this thing gets below 580, you got to be thinking about the reversal in the trade. I just missed up my chance to get some more there. That would have been like $1 in the money. It's still falling. Watch for about I'm going to call it like 350. That could be that bottom there. Brendan, it's the middle of earnings season. There's a couple to look at today. One that
yeah, we are getting underway. A few names to get to. Just want to mention this first off, guys. That last comment that came out of that Delta call, they have not seen any reduction or drop in demand due to the new COVID variants, which is positive, obviously, for DAL. So nice move back from day lows. Here we go. What's coming up after market tonight and before the open tomorrow?
Oh, I want to believe that things will go well for Morgan Stanley, but you saw what happened with Goldman and JPM not showing all the strength that they would have needed. I'm sure the number is going to be fantastic, but they might get sold off anyways. And then Cinedime, are we going to care about that? I mean, maybe, maybe not. I think it's the banks this week that are going to lead the show here, Sean. So I'm not taking anything off in Morgan Stanley is what I'm getting at, but I'm thinking there could be a pullback. I'm looking for a place to buy some more of that actually.
There we go. We'll ring the register there. Yeah, United Health is the one that I'm interested in there. We go money time right there on a beautiful average in right back to putting us in the money now 4 cents on this play. So 6 cents, sorry, on it now that we took a piece out at 79 there. So, or sorry, at 80, we took a piece out there. So our average price on CCL was 84, now up to 86, as it just gives you that average little look. And the reason why I like UNH here, guys, as we only have 2 minutes to go, look at what UNH is doing here on the daily chart. Yeah, so we are right at this level again. You could take out this 423 and then it's run. So we'll watch out for United Health tomorrow or tonight coming through. I guess it's United Health. Maybe it's tomorrow morning on that one, 422. Either way, this will be on our watch tomorrow. Spread is a little bit hard there, so we'll see if we trade it or not, but UNH is the name for me to watch off of a beautiful little run up. Of course, they always get caught up. There's a lot of political headway in this and tailwinds and whatnot coming through, so we'll see what they have to say about some of that. But United Health, a beautiful move to the upside, now a $400 stock. But this is what I mean, man. Just keep on buying the best. One of my recent buys, it's a little outside of my area, was Caterpillar. I did go long on this one at 217. So this has been hit a little bit as tech just keeps on running. It was more of a hedge against some tech, but I'll put that dividend in my pocket. But that's one that's moving around. SGOC still moving as well. But are we ready for what day it is there, Miss V?
Absolutely. Hey guys, I hope you're doing great so far. By the way, I noticed that every time I'm wearing green, markets go to the upside, and I don't think it's coincidence. So big shout out and thank you to Russell Jackson for sending me such a beautiful green dress. And by the way, guys, Russell forecasts that NASDAQ will hit 15,000 this week.
This week? Wow,
yeah,
Russell.
So I send all my green luck to you, Russell. Let's get it. Guys, make sure you like this video. Your support is super, super important to us. And happy National Mac and Cheese Day, everyone.
You better believe it. And Russell, good call. I mean, 14,996 is a high overnight. Well, yesterday overnight, and then of course today as well. National Mac and Cheese Day. I don't know why I know this, but Kraft came with partnered with mac and cheese ice cream that just came out. I got to find out what company's doing it because that sounds absurd to me, but on some level, I kind of want to taste it. Just some like mac and cheese ice cream. I'm kind of curious what that would taste like. So capitalizing, of course, the National Day, but that's our thing that we do around here. But mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese with barbecue is one of the best meals you can ever have. Stamp.
Yeah, but mac and cheese ice cream, n'est pas on that one. So I'm gonna say no to that one. But we do love our mac and cheese. We actually thought Neil and I's nose failed yesterday because as lunch rolled in here, we get a catered lunch. We all thought that we were like, oh my God, that's for sure smells like cheese. I was thinking, you know, maybe garlic bread, a mac and cheese Neil threw out there. And then Valeria goes, nah, that smells like potato. And Miss V, what was it? There we go. Winner chicken dinner for Miss V yesterday. There was some potatoes there to go with. I don't even remember what else it was, but that was a good lunch there. Brendan, it's 11 o'clock and the show is almost done there. Any new news coming through?
Nothing of note. We're still watching for something on Delta, but I think that might be wrapping up as we speak, guys, for DAL. But some of the airlines still showing a little bit of strength, which is good, obviously.
Absolutely, guys. And of course, be right back here for 3:15. It was going to be an awesome one, guys. Of course, as good as the show has been this morning, it'll be even better that final 45 minutes. As always, for the entire team, for Ms. V, oh, we're healthily green, maybe breaking out the top, and Brennan in the vest. I'm Neil Roberts, and for Sean Katina, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live, and we'll see you at the close.
Bye-bye.